start this journey with you all. And the session is getting recorded. So just post the session is completed, you all will. Hi. Am I audible?
Yes, Harsha.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir, but voice is little bit breaking actually.
Hello.
Well, I am not the trainer. Vidya is the trainer. So I would just introduce you all.
Hi, Harsha.
Hi, Lalit. Thank you
I
for
cannot
joining.
hear anybody's voice.
Vidya, would you like to take over from here?
Yeah, surely, Harsha.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, my name is Vidyanath. I'll just take 1 minute to introduce myself, my experience, how my journey was into this space, right? My name is Vidyanath. I request everyone mute yourself, just to avoid some disturbances. And any questions, please drop in the chat box. Any doubts, or maybe you can just raise a hand to raise your question so that we can discuss. Right. So coming to my my journey, right? So my name is Vidyanath. I've been working in the sustainable space for the last 12 plus years, majorly focusing on sustainability advisory, assurance, greenhouse gases inventorization, environmental social due diligence, environmental health and safety audits, uh, kind of ESG rating and data research services, and also a couple of projects on climate change related engagements. So these are all my foray of expertise where I have been working in the last just beyond a decade. And also, I have worked with various institutions and organizations across the sectors in India and also across globe, majorly in the Indian region, US, European region, and the Middle Eastern region. These are my areas of work which I've been working on. So this is my introduction. Let's now, yeah. So let's understand the flow of the session. So this sessions, the course has been divided into three parts. First one is first module is basically on introducing you to the ESG and sustainability concepts and identify risks and opportunities in the business, and analyze the risks. Now what is the materiality assessment, stakeholder engagement, GHG accounting in detail, so that you can identify, you can calculate the emissions in your respective organizations operations, and build a ESG scorecard based on the key performance areas of a company, specifically indicators based on leading frameworks such as GRI, SASB, TCFD. In India, if you see the BRSR is a regulatory mandate. So these are indicators where you can identify and implement in your respective organizations, and also integrate those aspects in achieving, it helps in achieving your business goals. So this is first module. Second module majorly talks about your various frameworks, various rating agencies, what are their methodologies, what are the regulatory mandates in India, how data is being captured, etc. And a third module majorly focuses on how ESG is looked from a financial lens. Okay, myself, the lead trainer for module 1 and 2, and third module will be taken care by other trainer. Okay, so far so clear. Any questions so far? Okay, so the first module we can divide into four parts. First part would be introduction to ESG concepts and analyzing ESG risk and opportunities in the business. These two topics or these two areas will be covered in today's and tomorrow's session. and the remaining 6 topics will be covered in the next 3 weeks. So, for example, the 4 weeks, my first module would be completed, like 1 module per month. So that's how we have categorized it. Clear? Next, we'll be jumping into the concepts. Any questions so far? Any questions or any suggestions? Is English fine, or you want me to speak in Hindi? And I'm comfortable in English, Hindi, and Telugu. So please feel free to ask me any questions in Hindi and English. I'm pretty much fine with that. Any questions? Okay, great. I see there's okay, good, all good. ठीक है. Now, let's understand the terms sustainability and ESG. Over the last many years, we have been frequently using these terms, right? Frequently hearing these terms. Wherever we go, people are talking about sustainability, sustainable development, ESG, climate change. Can someone, or maybe you can just drop in a message, or you can unmute and speak yourself. What do you mean by the term sustainability, and what do you mean by the term ESG? Over to the audience. Anyone can unmute yourself. There's nothing right or nothing wrong. It's basically your understanding on this one.
Yeah, hi Vidyanand, Viraf here.
Yes, Viraf.
Yeah, so I think sustainability was a concept which was followed earlier. So when the ESG concept was in a very introductory stage or in a very early stages, I think sustainability was followed. Now sustainability has become a core part of ESG.
Okay. Anyone else?
Sir, Vidyanathan sir, this side Amreen.
Yeah, call me Vidyanathan. That's
Yeah.
fine. अगर Vidyanathan मुश्किल है तो call me Vidya. That I'm fine with that.
Yeah. For basically ESG is moreover focusing on the impact related to the investment, and more sustainability is really impact over the world, over the nature. So they are those terms. Sustainability basically focus on the impacts related to the nature by the company, and in ESG we are focusing on the investment, impact over the investment.
Right. Rightly said. Any other perspective from other?
What I feel that, Vidya, what I feel that sustainability ESG is more or less, I feel that these both terms are similar, except couple of things like in ESG, we are covering the governance also, which is a very, very important part. But if you see, the sustainability is also covering the business sustainability with respect to environment, with respect to social economy status. So these are the, I feel that's only one change between two aspects.
Okay, right. Anyone else? So I'm just hearing out your perspective.
Yeah. I have raised my hand. So if you could just pick those names also, it'd be good. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe there's
Lalit Tiwari. I am Lalit Tiwari.
Yes. Sundaresan. Sorry.
Yeah. So basically where I'm coming from is sustainability is a bigger concept. ESG is a concept within sustainability. And what I feel is sustainability looks at, a global thing. And ESG pertains to a company specific or an organization specific is what I feel.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are some of the differences.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, hi Vidyanathan, this is Shivam. So I think that the fundamental differences, so ESG is in the environmental, social, and governance policies, enabled or enacted by the company, and actually how the businesses run itself, versus sustainability is the outcome of your ESG practices done by a company. So I think that would be the fundamental difference, at least from what I understand.
Okay. Anyone else?
Hi Vidya, this is Ritika. So according to me, ESG is like the major difference I feel is ESG is quantifiable. You can measure ESGs. Sustainability is is a subjective term. It can differ from company to company. So, but ESG brings a standardized measures that can be quantifiable.
Right, right.
I agree with Ritika. I am Aravinda. Sustainability is more of the non-monetary terms, which can be measured in non-monetary terms, and ESG will be more in the monetary terms.
Fair enough. Okay, great. Okay, so I'll stop here. The responses or your understanding, I could, in a sense, that more or less, the audience has a bit of understanding around the differences between sustainability and ESG. Right. So, first question: what are the 3 pillars of sustainability? It's very, very basic question.
Hi, Vidya. This is Moksha. Yeah, of course, sustainability is our environment, the social, and the economy.
Environment, social, and economy. Okay. So, what does ESG stands for?
Environment, social, and governance.
Okay.
Hi, Vidya. This side, Ambreen. Sustainability, there are 3 P concept: people, profit, planet.
Right.
And the ESG is related to that profitability part for the company, how the impact to the investment, how the anything your company is doing impacting the world or impacting the business. The ESG is monetary in terms of monetary part.
Okay, fair enough. I think it's no more or less everyone is clear in terms of their own perspective of sustainability. I'll just try to streamline it for everyone. As someone said, right. So another question. So when was this term sustainability or sustainable development was first came into existence?
I think a few.
It was in the millennium.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I agree, Pradha. Like I was just going to say
2000. Okay.
2000. Okay. Any other question? Any other responses? 2000 is one.
I think Vidya, it's around 2005 to 10, between 2005 to 10, sustainability.
2005.
2005 by UN.
Okay. Any other two or three more responses, and then we can jump into the definition and next steps.
Hi, Vidya.
Yeah.
I believe that sustainability originated somewhere in the Kyoto Protocol, or if I say, when we were this compulsory migration from the CFCs to the, like for example, CFC which are harmful to the nature, R22, for example. So I feel to migration to 134. I think that's the one which was an origination of the sustainability.
Hi, Vidya.
Okay.
This is Nitin.
Yes, Nitin.
Hello. I think this process has been developed and introduced in 1972.
1972. Okay. So any sources for that?
Hello. Yeah, but actually I was doing a PG DCM in sustainability science. So I've gone through the syllabus, so I got that.
Okay, 72. Okay, that's new thing which I have learned. Maybe in case you have any other sources of information of that particular thing, then please let everyone know, so that I'll also change my thoughts around it.
Hello.
Yes, Aniket.
Hello. Hi Vidya,
Yes,
this is Aniket. I feel like the term sustainability first became that popular in 1991. The conference in Rio de Janeiro about sustainability.
Okay.
1990.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. So I'll tell you, if the term sustainability first came into existence in the year 1987 by the Brundtland Commission. All clear? Someone said 90, 91, 95, 2005, and someone said 1972. So this was the first time the term sustainable development was coined in the year 1987 by Brundtland Commission, and it has been defined as meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This is the textbook definition of sustainability. Okay, so all clear? Any questions? Okay, no questions. I think it's clear. It's and also there are three pillars to it, right? Environmental pillar, social pillar, and economic pillar. And someone said 3P, right? So 3P is basically people, planet, and profit. So when you translate your three pillars of sustainability to 3P concepts, right? Environmental, it translates to planet. Social, it translates to people, and economic, it translates to profit. 3Ps is done, and environment, social, economic is also done. Where did governance go? You don't see any governance related term or such aspects in the sustainability concept here. So where does concept of governance go? Any questions? Any responses from the audience?
3P means people, process, and planet, correct?
People, profit, and planet.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't get the question right with you. I mean, where did
governance? I'm saying, I was saying, am I audible clearly? Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
great.
you are audible properly.
Okay, great. So my question is, we see environmental, social, and economic. Where did governance go? Because nowhere it's mentioned. No, governance is not mentioned anywhere in the sustainability, right? So where did that go? So this is my question. So we see three pillars: environment, social, and economic. Governance kahan gaya? So that was my question.
I thought
governance means Sudarshan sir. Yeah, you can.
Sorry, without governance, I don't think all the three would exist, right?
And governance is quality. As per my understanding, the governance means it's related to the people of the company or people of the kind of rules and regulation related to your company. What kind of rules? What kind of HR policies you would have in your company? That kind of things related to governance.
Okay. It's only HR policies or related
not HR policy, related to all the activities which is related to the company, and also the people, those who are directly or indirectly engaged with the company. So these are the related to the governance, and also related to the government point of view. So how the companies is following the rules and the all these things. Yes,
it includes human rights also.
Yeah, human rights is definitely. We'll come to that later. Yes, that's part of social and governance. Yes, you're right. So we'll come to that later.
Procedure laid down to achieve these objectives of the related to the environment and social and economic leads to the governance.
Okay.
No. Governance was brought in to regulate all the efforts of an organization, because without governance, things will not be streamlined. So that is how the governance has come in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
so. Yeah, please.
All the stakeholders to be considered in governance.
Okay, great. I think everyone mentioned their own perception, their understanding of where governance would fall, right? The very first answer which I have received from Mr. Sudarshan. Mr. Sudarshan, can you tell me your answer again?
No, basically you need governance in place to even start looking at any of these three things. So when you said something is missing, actually that missing is what is encompassing all of these things actually.
Right. So I agree to your point, and my understanding of sustainability, more or less aligns with your perspective. I agree to that. So let's assume, right? We have a table, right, with three legs to it, right? We have three legs to it. Each of these three legs would considered as three pillars of sustainability, right? Environment, social, and economic. I mean, can you see my video?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So when we consider,
Yes.
let's table with three legs. It's environment, sustainable, environment, social, and economic. Wherein the table would be stable when you have these three pillars, positioned appropriately, right? So where is this governance, right? So when you have, there's a tabletop, right? So that tabletop which binds the legs together, is your governance element. As also someone said, HR policies or human rights or environmental policies, procedures, grievance mechanism, or many other things, right? The elements of governance would bind all these three pillars together, which again gives you the concept of sustainability. The whole furniture set is your sustainability. This is the simplest example I could give for your easy understanding. All clear? Any questions?
You mean a sort of board of director who have a decision making authority, right?
Yeah. Governance में बहुत कुछ आएंगे. So I'm just making you understand the concept, what sustainability is, right? So I've taken an example of a table with three legs. Now, governance binds all these pillars together, which becomes a robust system, in the organization. So ये robustness कैसे आएगा? It can be a board of directors with proper organized structure, proper hierarchy, robust mechanisms on grievance mechanism, policies, implementation, management systems implementation, human rights, implementation and considerations, various aspects to it. So it's very, very, comprehensive in nature. So we will get into that detail in the next 3 months. है हमारे पास. Pardon me? I can't hear you.
Others can mute Vaidya. It's only disturbances which are coming. That's all.
Okay. Sure.
Does the admin have the power, Vidya, to mute others, or how is it?
I have just muted everyone.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I think host and co-host has this, rights. And so basically, you understood the concept, right? Any questions on this?
No.
Okay, great. So now, when we talk about the definition of sustainability, right? So what it generally means is, you are doing a couple of things today. You, in sense, not as a person. It also means as an organization, as a nation, as a region. It includes everything. Now, when you are doing something, it will definitely impact the future generations, or it will definitely impact the people, in the future, right or wrong, right? It can be positive or negative.
Yes.
So I am doing a couple of things now, as a nation, as a country, as an individual, as a region, right? I'm doing a couple of things. I should not exploit the resources which I have today, right? I should not exploit, be it natural resources, be it time, be it human interventions, be it what else? All the 5 elements: air, water, space, land, and sky. Or what else? Like 5 elements. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I should not exploit. Yeah, fire. I should not exploit those resources which are currently I have, where we're gonna have access. If I exploit that, there would be an impact in the future generations. Your children, your kids, your next generation would be having the same issues. Let's assume we are here, right? So let's talk about our senior generation, maybe 30 years ago or 40 years or 50 years ago. How was the situation then? How was the temperatures then? How are the temperatures now? Has it been increasing or decreasing? Right?
Increasing,
right? How are the rainfalls?
uneven.
right?
Uneven.
It's become, yeah, uneven, exactly, right? Uncertain rainfalls. How are the landslides and avalanches in, the global glaciers like, North Pole and South Pole? How are that global temperatures, because due to which ice has been melting, right? 50 years before, how was that? Now, how is it? Right? So senior generation, yeah. So previous generation has done something, or I mean, I should not use this, but I'm saying they have overutilized the resources then, which is impacting our generation. Right or no?
True.
Right. So now it is in our hands, our generation's hands, what to do so that future generations should not be impacted in a negative way. Positive way, well and good. We are happy, they are happy, their is also happy. But we should not be, impacting them in a negative way. You want your next generation or your kids or your children to suffer? No, right? So we want to, take better care of them. So the definition means that you are meeting your own requirements today without exploiting the resources, and you're creating an opportunity for your future generations to meet their own needs. You're not touching their requirements, resources, right? So this is what definition of sustainability means. All clear? Any questions? Okay, it's clear. Now let's see. Okay. When I first asked, what is the difference between sustainability and ESG, someone said, sustainability is, something which is impacting the world. Whoever said that, it's right. I mean, that is one aspect to it. That is not the only part, right? So, sustainability as a concept, be it a company or an investment, how it is impacting the world or the globe or the external society is sustainability. The perspective of sustainability is that. Understood? Any questions?
No.
Any example, Vaidya?
See, I mean, examples wise, we have a lot of examples, in the coming sessions, but just want to make you understand the concept of sustainability. I'm a company, right? I have a couple of initiatives, be it environmental initiatives or social, health and safety, HR, human rights, CSR, or economic. Maybe have a lot of regulations and a lot of initiatives, right? So I have initiatives in my company. So it is an outward looking how my company or my investment is impacting the world. I am doing some CSR initiatives, right? I have those things are in my company's processes. I am impacting the society, right? I have done a lot of water conservation initiatives, trenches, ponds, rainwater harvesting methods, or zero liquid discharge in my plants. There are multiple initiatives. Right? I am impacting the environment. Right? It is an outside looking. Clear?
Yeah, good.
Right. So this is how it is. I mean, just remember so that, it's not about remembering, but it's also to understand. Once you understand, everything is easy. Okay. Any questions, please ask me or raise hand or raise a questions in the chat box. Okay. Now let's go to the concept of ESG. So ESG, we have, three pillars again: environment, social, and governance. It's undeniable. And how ESG is being defined, right? So there is no official definition of ESG as such, but what in general what ESG means is ESG has a factor that helps in evaluate a company in how mature they are in their sustainability journey and how they can integrate in their business operations. Clear? Any questions?
No.
Clear.
Okay. Yes. Now, the couple of response which I have received, right? Someone said ESG is monetary, sustainability is non-monetary, ESG is quantifiable, sustainability is non-quantifiable. Those perspectives are also right. Now, okay, before this, where did the element of economic or financial element go in this particular thing, ESG? So we don't have economic here, right? So where did it go? Integrated into investment process. What does investment process mean? Okay. Okay. So I'll explain Naveen's question. In the meanwhile, no other audience can think about your response. Where did the element of financial or economic element miss in this particular thing? So coming to Naveen's question, so investment process, right? So if I am a asset manager, right? You are my customer and you are investing in a couple of mutual funds. You're aware of mutual funds, stock market. If you're not aware of that, then that is difficult for me to explain in detail. But yeah, thank you. So I'm an asset manager. There's an investment fund. You are investing as a customer. So there is an ESG particular fund which majorly focuses on ESG aspects, whether those things have been integrated in those companies, portfolio companies, whether those have been integrated or not. So as an asset manager, I will do that. That helps you take a decision whether to invest in that company or not. Clear? Naveen, I need response from you. So it's overall investment.
So
I think
so whether or not overall investment, right? So if let's say Nestle is into sustainability and I have Nestle shares, right?
Yeah,
so my decision making on whether to buy or sell will depend upon their focus on sustainability. Is that what you mean?
Yes. So here, I think someone
So
there's
what
a lot
I
of
feel,
different.
Vidya, can I speak, Vidya? Yeah.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Because what I feel that there is a business risk if it is not, in harmony with the environment and people. So why should I invest money in those company which have a less ESG score? So I'm just ensuring my fund only to invest to those companies which have a strong and robust mechanism with respect to ESG. Correct?
Right. So that's where that's where a lot of companies now are focusing on integrating ESG concepts in their business and decision making processes. Right. So previously it was not that case. There are very few organizations, a few players in the sustainability space who are focusing on such aspects. Matthew, have a question.
Yeah. So basically, if company's ESG is not basically your company's how it's presenting to the world, so that can also impact the picture of the company, which can also lead to your share prices decrease. So perception of the company to the environment.
Yeah. Not only environment, then overall sustainability.
Overall
Yeah. Any questions?
The ESG is a factor to decide our investment to the particular company based on the sustainability. Correct?
No. It's not like that. So it's not complete yet. So just wanted to understand your perspective. I'll come to that. I'll come to your question. ESG is not the only factor to take a decision, right? So here the finance element, right? Now let's see what. And पहले हमने क्या देखा था? Sustainability as a concept, how it is impacting the world, right? Here, what ESG is, it is inward looking. How the world or the external entities impacting the company or an investment. Okay. For example, if there are for any company, there is some environmental violations, or it has impacted the local communities. That's an external factor. How is it not impacting the company's operations or reputation or financials? Someone has just spoke, right, regarding that, right? So will it not impact the company's will not have impact on company? Any responses? Yes.
You mean external factors are going to impact the business? Certainly, yes.
Yes. I mean, let's forget it's about positive or negative. It will impact the organization, right? External factors, be it society, be it regulatory authorities, be it nature related calamities, be it COVID. COVID is a big lesson for every one of us. If not you, for me, it's a very, very big lesson, from a sustainability point of view. Okay, it impacts the organization, right? Or an investment. Why I'm talking about investment? Because it's as a considering the organization as an asset manager organization. So that's how I've just differentiated. Okay, right. So where does the financial element go here? You are an organization. You have there was an environmental violations or some regulatory violations in the organization. So where will that impact go? How will that impact the organization?
Impact on brand, first of all.
Brand, yes. And Matthew said you'll be paying
investment,
fines.
impact on investment as well. Investment in terms of
investment,
the foreign investment,
yes.
and all. Yes.
Okay. Investments translates to financials. Paisa?
Financials, right? Financials.
Productivity, like, if it goes, the violation is really, it goes to the level of sealing and, stopping them from continuing. So,
right. So, so productivity may, how will that, translates to the financial element? Can someone say?
Also, people might not be interested in purchasing or procuring your products then.
Okay, business loss.
Basically.
Business loss, paisa?
Yeah.
Paisa hai ki nahi?
Right.
And someone said penalties. I mean, even there money is involved. Closure of business depending on level of violation. Yes. Yeah, show cause notice can lead to closure of company. Closure of company again leads to money, financial impact. Talent attrition, people going from one organization to other organization. Yes, there's again indirectly money is involved. Sundaresan has a question.
Yeah, the big problem I see is imprisonment of directors.
Okay.
Yeah, because any of this
fundraising is a very major issues. Whenever you are not fundraising is a very big issue. So that is a very important.
Right. So I think all these responses which you're saying, right, your responses which translates to financial impact, right? So that's where financial element is important. So it did not go anywhere. हमारे ये diagram, Venn diagrams में, it is not there, but it is implicitly mentioned. If there is any impact, it translates to financial. So now the main thing here is, as someone said, ESG translates to the monetary or quantifiable or measurable items. Yes, you are right. ESG majorly focuses on the sustainability performance, which can be quantifiable, measurable. I don't say in terms of monetary, but yes, quantifiable and measurable. I think that is pretty much clear, right? Sustainability is considered as a concept as a qualitative or a methodology or an approach, in the organization's operations. Clear? Someone has a question? Sundaresh sir, you have some question?
Sorry, my previous answer.
Okay, fine. So is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So now let's talk about a few examples on how ESG impacting the company's reputation. We have discussed a couple of examples during our discussion. Can you name some case studies? I'll start with my favorite thing, Maggi noodle ban, because I'm very much fond of Maggi noodles since my childhood. So what happened to Maggi noodles? What happened to that in the year 2014? Can someone say?
There was lead found in the product, Vidya, if I'm right. The little that I know, but I'm not technically qualified to comment on that. But what went wrong was the product was found to be, the hygiene factor was missing, and they had to go and seize all the materials which were lying across the country. And there was a setback of, I think, around few thousand, maybe 10,000 crores to Maggi.
Right. So what you said is right. It's not it's the quantum of lead is beyond the approved limit. It is beyond the limit. So that's the reason when the whistleblower has been done and all the products has been recalled and incinerated. How is that impacting the organization? On ESG perspective. Okay. How did that impact the company, Nestle? From environment, let's talk about from environmental perspective. How did Nestle has an impact because of Maggi noodles ban and the product recalls? Sorry.
Yes.
So there are multiple aspects when it comes to environment here. First one, the raw materials that was procured, it is all gone waste.
Right.
In the
Secondly,
agreed. So if this was incinerated or if they're disposed without adding any value to the society, then it is a waste of products, and then there were emissions associated with the transportation, manufacturing,
emissions,
disposal.
Transportation, disposal.
Oh, sorry. Please carry on.
Okay.
I think you can centrally mute everyone. This is
okay. So, someone said materials, emissions, waste. Any other thing? Any other environmental aspect?
Hi, Vidya. I'm sorry, this is Shubham. Just a question. So, isn't this technically an impact that's taking place on the environment and not on the business? Because, like, if you're talking about raw materials are being depleted from the environment, for example.
Yeah, no, that's what I was asking. I was asking, from environmental perspective, what are the impacts? What is the impact?
I thought you meant on the business.
No, it's on the business or it's on the environment. In both ways.
Okay. Sorry.
So it should be two ways, right?
Yeah.
It's not only one way. For a company to run a business, external stakeholders नहीं है तो business कुछ नहीं चलेगा.
Yeah.
So internal stakeholders नहीं है तो business कुछ नहीं चलेगा. So I want both the perspectives. So how did the company impact the external world and how the company got impacted because of that one particular issue? So I wanted to talk about environmental related issues. What aspects have been impacted? One was material, waste, emissions. Any other thing?
Health impact.
Health impact, yes, that can be considered as part of social. Yes.
From a social standpoint, people would have got laid off.
Laid off, yes. Again, attrition, yes, possibly.
Energy, fuel consumption, energy, and all these things.
Yes, to
That is also
manufacture the wasted products,
manufacturing.
there's a lot of
Production
energy that's
is
consumed.
also manpower wastage.
Yes, manpower again, social category. Yes. Water consumption to manufacture such products. Yes, water is impacted. Any other social aspects?
Also, in terms of
I think from environmental packaging also, right?
Packaging, yes. Plastic.
I was with Vidyanath, that impact, like, people are more acquainted with the product and they did not find the alternative. And that's what this is one of the social effect, maybe.
Correct. Good perspective. I'm one of the victim on that particular front. I was so used to Maggie, and there was no other alternatives. तड़प रहा था मैं, अरे मैगी कहाँ गया, मैगी नहीं था, right? So then we got the hippie noodles, top ramen, or something else which got from Patanjali. A lot of other products came into existence, but Maggi is Maggi.
In that way, also a lot of company started trying to grab the market.
Yes, again financial impact on Nestle, because there are a lot of competitors
competition, competition starts. Once competition starts, all over, can have a good chance of doing the good business.
Right. Any
and
governance
also in
related
point of view, and in your business point of view, this is
also in terms
like
of
the investors' point of view that they
there
have
has
it.
been
Abhinav, you speak first.
I'm
okay. He muted himself.
People
Virat,
people losing trust on the brand.
Okay. Lack of trust. Yes.
Okay, so on part of company, I mean, there is a compromise of business ethics. I believe.
Okay.
There is lack of transparency when
Correct.
procuring of that. So
Correct.
in terms of
Correct. Anything else?
Investor loss. Investors loss.
Investors loss. Yes. Any risk related perception?
Yeah, another aspect I wanted to highlight, why the government or whoever has highlighted the issue, why these parameters were not there before 2014.
It was there, but it did not came into existence then. I छूट गया, अरे चलेगा. It's okay.
Okay,
It
so
was like
suddenly
that.
this started.
देखो, who said this? Who asked this question?
No, I'm J.K. Sahu. I told you, suddenly it started the issue 2014. Suddenly it came.
Right.
I think Uttar Pradesh.
Right. Let's talk about we both, right? You and I are there. Okay. मैं आपको इतना तंग करता हूँ, ठीक है? I will harass you. This example, not don't take it so much serious, okay? No, I am harassing you. You can be external stakeholder, internal stakeholder. मैं आपको तंग करते रहता हूँ. And मैंने कुछ गलती किया, which you caught, that caught your eye. What will you do?
Question to me?
Yes, question to you.
Okay.
Because you and me are involved.
Okay, fine. So, if I had done the mistake and it is my primary, things that I have.
No, it's not about your mistake.
It's company's mistake. That's what you want.
No. Company has, no. My question is simple. You and I are there. We can be friends, teacher, student, or employer, employee, or any kind of relationship that we have, right? I am harassing you, or I am torturing you or pressurizing you, I'm pestering you always, okay? And I made a mistake, which you got hold of it. What will you do? What is your first thought that comes to your mind?
Definitely.
Pull the other person down.
It is only the taking the revenge on that. That is the whole corporate was running in that way.
Right? You will definitely see कि अरे विद्या को करना चाहिए, सबक सिखाना चाहिए. Right?
That was the first option, but however it may not be.
Yeah. So I mean that comes to your thought, right?
Yeah, it will
Yes,
come.
someone has.
Vidya, I was hearing all the comments and all the discussions. I'm still not able to digest this example which you have given, this Nestle.
Okay.
How it is linked to the ESG, I'm not able to get, because ESG product was some issues that it got him.
Okay. So I'll explain brief again. There was Maggi noodle ban because there was lead content in the product which is beyond the approved limit. That is regulatory norms से ज़्यादा lead content है.
Correct.
Because someone has, someone in the organization has, or maybe some stakeholder has whistleblower. Okay. उठा दिया है गवर्नमेंट को कि भाई इस प्रोडक्ट में गलती है. That's when people have become more focused to it, and the product has been called off, like called back from
the market. Yeah.
Correct, from the market. सब कुछ लेके क्या किया है, because that impacted on the environmental aspects, social aspects, and governance aspects, right? Environment में क्या aspects में impact किया है? There's this material that has been procured to manufacture this recalled products.
Got it.
Right. Energy wastage हुआ है in manufacturing those products. Water wastage हुआ है in manufacturing those products. And by incinerating those products, right, recalled products, because that is of no use.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
Right. So, incinerate करने से ज़्यादा emissions है, emissions point of view, and again waste. Lot of waste has been generated from the environmental point of view. From social point of view, what happened? So it impacted the customer health, my health, because I've consumed a lot of lead. Okay. Secondly, from the HR point of view, there could be a lot of attrition, right? Because people might thinking, "अरे तुम्हारे नेस्ले वाले ऐसे करते हैं क्या?" So people will get a little offended and they move out. There's loss on talent, and societal point of view, say local communities, they also lose trust on the organization, right? And health and safety point of view definitely is covered again. Governance point of view, say ethics. Someone said ethics, morals, whistleblower grievance mechanism, and going beyond the approved limits on the lead content in the product. And financial element means a lot of losses, huge losses, and brand reputation loss. So these are all various ESG or sustainability, impacts the company, or the company has impacted the society. Clear? So everything got given a bad reputation to the company. Clear? Understood why now the Maggi noodle and ESG link है? नहीं है? समझ में आया है linkage?
Correct.
Okay. Any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, great. And can you quote any other example?
I would like to quote something more recent or going on currently with FIFA and Qatar, because even though not environmental, there's a lot of social causes that are being raised.
Yes, it's my favorite subject. And for your kind of information, I worked with FIFA World Cup for 2.5 years.
Okay.
So I know. Yeah, please speak up.
Okay, so I wouldn't have the in-depth knowledge like what you would be having, because you had hands-on experience. So yes, so basically FIFA, Qatar as a country has a bad reputation on the social part because of human rights violation.
Also, there is this case of.
Pardon?
Yeah. Also, there is this case of Johnson and Johnson, where their hip plant surgery has been backfired. I mean, there were some issues.
Yeah.
very recent case of.
Yes,
Let's
let's
go one
focus
by
on.
one. Let's go one by one.
I think let's talk about FIFA World Cup because that is more into very recent now. It's I think it's next 2 3 days में ये start हो जाएगा. Jacob, yes.
So two things. One is the human rights violation due to the labor practices, and second, gender inequality, anti-LGBTQA, anti-alcohol. So multiple things coming in and coming out to the world saying that it is not a very friendly place, and FIFA also being under a lot of fire for selecting Qatar as a world destination.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, before I letting my points, I want to see someone else's responses, how they see FIFA World Cup, what would be the ESG related impact on the organization. Anyone else? No, before I speak. Yes, Venu.
Yeah, one aspect is Qatar historically did not have the infrastructure to hold this kind of an event. So the whole thing had to be built from scratch. So imagine that this has been done in a country which has the infrastructure. Definitely the impact will be lesser. So that is one aspect of looking at it.
Okay. Right.
Also, I heard a lot of migrant workers were taken to those from Asian countries. A lot of migrant workers have been taken to this Qatar to build this infrastructure, and a lot of people died also. I mean, and a lot of human rights violation have happened while these infrastructure and things were being made.
Right. Agree.
Yeah. One aspect is there. Whenever there is any developing countries, such thing is happened, then only there is hue and cry. It is not happened in US and UK also. Then whenever they have developed, then they have not done any human violations.
This is a very good question. Yes. Okay. Now let me speak. And yes, any questions?
So, but from Qatar's point of view, it is something great, na? See, we are looking at it from a different angle. But if you look at it from, say, Qatar as a country or as a place, there's so much which has happened on ESG, right? I heard so many plants have come up in the desert, like they have recreated something like what Dubai is trying to do. So there are some positive things also. It's not like,
definitely.
It's not that they have destroyed something, but they have created something. So from that point of view, I would give a thumbs up. I mean, of course, it's all nazariya, perception. Yeah.
Great. Now let me give my thoughts, my experience on ground. So I have worked in the department called as Worker Welfare Department, right, for FIFA World Cup 2022 in Qatar. So I spent there like a solid 2.5 years, and I've seen the stadiums built. I've seen people die. I've seen significant improvement in terms of human rights, violations, like preventing such violations. Now let's talk about what are the prominent human rights violations. Anyone?
Unreasonable working hours.
Working hours. Okay.
Unsafe work practices.
Safe work practices.
So forced labor, bonded labor.
Forced labor, bonded labor. Yes, both the same. Yes.
And I'm not able to think of more.
Underpaid wages. Salaries.
Pardon? Underpaid wages. Yes.
Contract mismanagement.
Pardon?
Contract mismanagement of the employees.
Contract mismanagement.
Yeah, they take it on a contract. Then when you go there, what you've been told and what has been actually on the ground, there's a lot of variation.
Okay, agreed. Okay. Like job-related things. Yes.
And passports of these laborers were holded by the employer.
Yeah, that's where bonded labor and forced labor come into picture.
Correct.
Yes.
And let's say there was a fatality, the right amount of compensation was not provided to their family, so nobody was accountable.
Right, workman's compensation. Yes. Anything else? You have yes, please tell me.
Unhygienic working conditions.
Yeah, working conditions. Yes, it covers a bit, broader, area. Yes, I agree. Now, let me tell you. So, Qatar has won this bid to host the FIFA World Cup 2022 का way back in 2009, like 10-12 साल पहले. They got this bid. Since then, they are they don't have any infrastructure, sports infrastructure कुछ भी नहीं है उनके पास. They have been continuously building different stadiums. And one such particular stadium can be dismantled after the event is done. Is it clear? Is it not a good thing? Whole stadium can be dismantled because the stadium has been built by the container ships का जो containers होता है, so उस container ships they have built, so it can be dismantled after the event is over, right? Yes, definitely a lot of labor is involved. Most of the labor are from the South Asian countries, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Philippines. These are like major portion of the workers' contribution. As far as I understand, there are about 60% to 70% workers are from these 5-6 countries only, right? And third one, someone said, working hours. Yes, working hours was a issue, and what is it? Underpaid wages is another issue. Third one is on the contract mismanagement. Yes, passport retention or forced bonded labor. And there is another aspect to it, which is accommodation. Accommodation is also one critical aspect wherein to see the worker welfare, right? So since 2008 2009, जब से Qatar has won this project, right? So they have established a team which majorly focuses on worker welfare department, focus on worker welfare standards, complaints and enforcement, worker welfare audits, audit their contractors, subcontractors, any complaints that the worker have. Directly, this organization would go into go on field and rectify such issues, etc. And another critical issue is recruitment fees. How many of you are aware of recruitment fees? Any idea?
Yes, these laborers could not directly reach Qatar, right? So the recruitment agency also demands, I think, certain amount of money from these people, and then eventually, once they land in Qatar, they don't really earn so much that they are even able to cover up that amount that they gave.
Correct. Yes, rightly said, because there are some agencies which acts as a mediator between the worker and that employer, the Middle East region. Yeah, these agencies will take money from the worker, and these workers would borrow from someone else because they're like 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, or 4 lakhs rupees or currency in their own home country. Itna paisa lane ke liye, even they are also little, they borrow that money from them, and they go to the organization, they go to the country, and they work there for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, paise kamane ke liye, which leads to overworking hours. Overtime ka paisa milta hai. I mean, Hindi is comfortable with you, right? Beach mein I'm using Hindi. Is that okay? Or you want me to strictly speak in English? Okay. So workers would work overtime to gain more money, and they will not take leaves, so that agar leave pe jate hain, so there will be loss of pay. To avoid that, they will work here. Instead of coming back to home country, they will extend their stay in the Middle East region to earn more money. This is like more focused to earn more money, right? However, there are violations. I agree to that. And Qatar labor law, it is a government. There's a a MODSA karke ek hai, which is Ministry of Administrative Development, Labor and Social Affairs, MOLSA, is an institution just like MOEF that we have, right? MORD, MOEF, MOEP. Like similarly, they have MOLSA, which focus on social affairs and labor administration aspects. There is another entity which hosts the FIFA World Cup. They have worker welfare standards. These the worker welfare standards and Qatar labor law, they go both hand in hand, which addresses all the human rights related issues, the issues that we spoke of, right? So all these issues has been addressed. Of course, during no, it's a continuous improvement, right? Last 10 years, there has been significant improvement. Of course, on the other hand, there were human deaths, right? Yes, there were fatalities. Any guesses how many fatalities were there? Just some random guess, blind guess.
6,000 people died, I think, in 6 years of duration.
6 years? 6,500, perfect.
How many fatalities there?
6,500 in the last 10 years.
Last 10 years?
Yes, since the beginning of this project. It is very, very huge.
Oh my God.
Right? It's very, very huge. Because, and the contribution, 6,500, starting with there were a lot of fatalities. Over the period of time, the number of fatalities has been significantly reduced because of better health and safety practices.
But Vidya,
yes,
what I'm thinking now, after so much, negative aspects with respect to ESG, still there is no impact on the project. I mean, what is
it? That's what I'm saying. I'm coming to that only. Okay, starting with this one side to it, right? No, fatalities were there. Agar Qatar mein hota ya India mein hota, wherever there is a construction or infrastructure development is there is a possibility of fatality, which we have to agree to it. But how effectively a company would take care to avoid such fatality is the thing, right? Starting में इनके पास इतना ज़्यादा नहीं था, and over the period of time they have implemented very serious and strict processes to avoid such.
What I'm trying to say here, despite all negative things, still FIFA World Cup is going to happen there, no?
Yeah.
So
why only look on the negative side?
The Qatar country is going to benefit ultimately, finally, if you see that despite all the ESG bad impact. So how, I mean, where there is a brand image, where is this kind of, all is going to getting affected.
Right. So if I'm a bad guy, right, consider Vidya as a bad guy. Can I become very good overnight? Even if I do many good deeds, can I become good overnight? No, right? I cannot be good. लोग बोलते हैं अरे विद्या तो कल ऐसे ही किया है, वो बुरा है, he's a bad man, he's a bad guy, उनके पास मत जाना. So that's what people think, right? So I cannot become good, overnight. So I do a lot of, the change has to come within me. So I have to change. Okay, ये गलत है, मैंने गलती किया है. I should realize it. I should repent, and I should change myself. That's how the country is also doing that way. They have done such things. No, they have done a mistake. Maybe I'm not blaming the country itself, but yes, the mistakes happen. कोई भी responsible हो सकता है. Mistakes happen. So they have implemented strict rules, and they they addressed most of the issues. For example, passport retention.
Again, I have a question here. You mentioned that after FIFA World Cup, they are going to dismantle the stadium.
Not only one stadium. Only one stadium is being considered to dismantle.
The point is here, why this world community accepted this kind of thing, this policy? Why? Because it's a completely lot of solid waste, lot of infrastructure, lot of GHG, all the kind of things are going to.
कहीं पे भी होगा ना sir. So in for example, World Cup, FIFA World Cup होना चाहिए. Where do you think, what do you think is the best place to host World Cup? You tell me. Just we'll have a casual discussion.
But where we have all the infrastructure, existing infrastructure are there. And
for example, some example, which country? India? US?
Yeah, India can also, they can also host.
India can host. Don't you think India has severe more problems compared to Qatar?
Yeah, absolutely.
First thing, in 2010, did you observe like CWG Commonwealth Games?
Yeah. Agree. Yeah.
What were the issues then?
Yeah, I agree. We got
right. So that is issues. I mean, that's a governance issue.
But these are the governance issue. But other aspect like environment and social is not going to much affected as compared to Qatar.
क्यों नहीं होगा? यहाँ पे भी होता है ना? Yeah, compared to Qatar ऐसा नहीं होगा, but यहाँ पे भी issue हो सकता है, because implementation of the policies is also very difficult aspect. It is very difficult. I'm frank with you. So you're working in a company, right? So implementing one particular, just wanted to understand, Lalit, which company you're working for? Hello, Lalit?
Yeah, I'm working in a Kalpataru group, which is which has a footprint in more than 60 countries.
Okay, Kalpataru is again into real estate and infrastructure.
Not really infrastructure, power transmission.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Fair. So, how difficult or how easy for you as an organization is to implement a policy or a standard? Your words. Is it easy? Is it difficult?
It's not easy. Even there will be some hiccups and there will be some challenges also.
Not some. There are many. There will be many.
Yeah.
Any policy, there will be many challenges or many issues.
Absolutely, because it's a convincing people and taking a buying of everybody is not an easy job.
Correct. Here also the same thing. Implementing a regulation is very strict, and we have blacklisted few contractors not to enter into such projects. I have blacklisted 2 or 3 companies. They should be between you and me only. Still it is recording, but I have blacklisted 2 or 3 companies because they are not adhering to the regulations. I work for government, right? So we have to take डंडा मार के बोलना पड़ेगा लोगों को, तभी समझ में आता है. That's when people realize the importance of it. People have changed. Retention, passport retention has been gone. कोई अभी return नहीं करता है. They'll take a declaration that passport is with the worker. They'll return to it. They will reimburse the recruitment fees. They will provide very good accommodations, for workers who are working in the FIFA World Cup projects. And couple of accommodations are far more better than some of our 3-star or 4-star hotels in India.
Oh, very good.
There's a place called Challenger City. It's an accommodation for workers. It's very beautiful. Right. So there are a lot of improvements that has happened. Sorry, Ritika, can't hear you.
Yeah, am I audible? Yeah, am I audible now?
Now you are audible. Yes, please tell me.
Yeah. So whether there are any we had all these negative things happened.
Vashri, we are not able to hear you properly.
Voice is breaking.
Yeah. So I'm asking about any penalties were there?
Penalties are there. Agar a company ko, some contractor ko, if I'm blacklisting them, right? So they don't have business. And working for a FIFA World Cup project, like which is a world-class event, मेरे को काम करने को मौका नहीं मिलता है. Is it not impacting my reputation? मेरा धंधा चला गया.
Some people it is even completely washed out.
Yeah, there are. And someone spoke about workmen's compensation. Yes. And another topic which was unspoken of is the insurance. Of course, both are different. Workmen's compensation, whenever a worker got injured or death or disabled, the worker would get some kind of compensation, which is minimum itna hona chahiye karke Qatar labor law mein likha hua hai. Second one is on insurance. Even when you join any organization, right? So they'll give you, a group, personal accident, accident policy or medical insurance policy. यहाँ पे देता है, but वहाँ पे पहले it was not there. Now it is there. Why? Because considering it's a Islamic region, the land of law is Sharia law, which is not Sharia law. What it says, like insurance, if you are buying a premium for for an insurance, you are inviting the risk, or you're inviting the liability into their lives. So that is what they're they assume, they feel like. Okay, so they have that mindset, or maybe that is what they believe in, right? As a group, or as a religion, they believe that. So because of that, it is really difficult for any organization or any company, even for the government, to implement such things. Right? So these are all things happened over the period of time, and there were about 14 million US dollars of recruitment fees amount has been dispersed or reimbursed. This is statistics before COVID, because till then I was part of COVID. आ गया तो सब लोग घर पे आ गए. So 14.14 plus million US dollars has been reimbursed to the workers. How many workers? 30,000 plus workers.
Vidya, I have a question.
Yes.
I wanted to understand this ESG integration was the part of this FIFA World Cup since the inception,
ESG,
or
correct.
it happened
it happened
after
in between. It since beginning it was not there.
It cannot be integrated when they have started project. It was it can be taken after that.
Yeah, because what happens is we talk about ESG or sustainability. It is a journey. It will not happen overnight. अगर मेरे पास वो हैरी पॉटर वाला वांट होता, I'll do okay. Plus you change as a good person or a good company, you'll change. I don't have that, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to understand the perception, has it, yeah, that's what I wanted to understand. Yeah,
so it's a journey.
Maybe after this, yeah.
Correct. So when they started the project, and when they started on the construction part, there are some issues that happened. They were trying to address such issues, and when that was streamlined, there's some other issue which has come up, and they focused on that. So there's like multiple branches ka issues aa jate. Now collectively they try to address all those issues as a worker welfare department, and focus more on that. There's no environmental thing involved here as of now. Yes.
Yeah, this is the all which I can hear. This all reactive approach. Still, it is happening across the world. In India also, it is people are still not integrating ESG.
My
point is here: are we going to this? There is no such kind of rule, regulation, and some mandatory condition when has to be proactive.
Right.
I'm jumping
so
in
go ahead.
This question will arise after 4 or 5 sessions. Just I'm literally surprised now why people are not.
So you learn about those regulations or those mandatory requirements across different regions over the coming sessions. You need not worry. Hey, Amar, pass India mein there's only one mandate, which is BRSR, which is Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report. Previously it was BRR. वो 2011 से start है, अभी 2022 हो गया है. 10 साल में एक ही mandate है. And another mandate which can be considered as part of our sustainability activity is on CSR, corporate social responsibility. CSR mandatory किया हुआ है as per Companies Act. एक तो 2013 में हुआ है, and 2021 में there is an amendment. So these are only two regulations focusing on sustainability and ESG. And you might ask कि अरे बाकी सारे environmental laws हैं, वो regulatory है ही. Without those things, any company cannot start their business, right? Got it? So we have a lot of regulations. India is in the beginning stage, right? And European region is far more advanced in terms of ESG regulations or sustainability related regulations. So India is taking baby steps as of now. Let's talk about that now in detail. The next questions. Someone said, what is the second regulation? CSR, mandatory 2% ball game है ना, जो Companies Act
But this regulation is there 2%. But I don't know how many companies are declaring, how many companies are wisely using this 2% fund.
हो गया ना. So that's the reason there is an amendment in 2021. So which is far more in detail. So one of the aspect is on impact assessment. So if a company has initiative which is beyond 1 crore rupee investment in a particular initiative, that initiative has to undergo social impact assessment. How मतलब कितना impact हुआ है, which again translates to SROI, which is social return on investment. कितना company को benefit हुआ है, what is the impact of that particular initiative. So this is again a mandatory thing. वो है. I mean, we'll be diverting. That's kind of one tributary to our
I think we are diverting this subject. Let us focus on this.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, these are like two regulations which are currently in the market, in India. Indian scenario. So that's how it is. Okay. Any questions?
Now, even if we are not spending CSR, then it will be diverted to PM fund. We have to compulsory pay.
Okay. I don't know.
So nobody. So no one can escape. If you are not spending, then it is the diverted fund to the PM fund.
Right. Agreed. So similarly, there are many such instances that happen. Someone said Johnson & Johnson because there was Johnson & Johnson product made, there was cancer-causing element, which was a Volkswagen emission scandal. H&M mein, child labor was found in the supply chain. Bangladesh mein Rana Plaza 2013 mein health and safety incident, fire accident. And there are many such instances, right? Union Carbide. Yeah. Can anyone say, except for Sudarshan, anyone can they say what is Union Carbide issue?
Bhopal gas tragedy.
Bhopal gas tragedy.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
But it was very old kind of.
Yeah, very old. But that's when significant initiative has been taken, right? EPA has come into existence in 1986, Environment Protection Act. 1984 में हुआ था, 1986 में act आ गया. And also there was factories
even factory act was very active now.
Yes, it was thoda dila tha, and even that got amended, right?
Even
and
in,
any other
in a UP, even in UP Uttar Pradesh there is a carpet making. So carpet industry is also in a Bhadoi district in Uttar Pradesh. There was a carpet industry also is a very now it's a downside now because of that the issue is related to the labor, the child labor. So that was also the one of the part.
Even Vedanta's plant closed down in South.
Carpet industry. I'm talking about carpet industry.
Yeah. No. I think someone else is also saying like different examples.
Vedanta's plant closed down in South. Vedanta's.
Yes.
Vedanta. Yes. Mine plant. Right.
It's not mine plant. It's sterlite copper.
It's a plant. Vedanta plant was closed down for more than 1 year.
Yes. Copper smelter. Yes.
There was a case of greenwashing in the Netherlands on H&M and Decathlon. They were caught for greenwashing, so they were fined.
Correct.
So many companies are doing. So many companies are doing greenwashing.
Yeah. So let's not again get into greenwashing again. That's another leg to it.
Let's go. Let's move. Yeah. Let's move on.
Just understand how the sustainability aspects impacting a company's reputation, right? Nestle मागे हो गया.
Tata from West Bengal.
Yes, वो Tata Nano वाला plant.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So there are many such instances, right? But people are watching. Now, people in sense, you, me, stakeholders, investors, shareholders, communities, regulatory authorities. They are watching. So because of such issues that happened, right? The concept of sustainability, business responsibility has spread widely, right? And companies are taking more effort to maintain उनसे बेहतर होना चाहिए मेरा धंधा उससे बेटर चलना चाहिए, right or wrong? right? Right. Great. So another one, investors are now increasingly aware that poor practices on ESG may pose serious environmental, legal, and reputational risk, which all the examples that we spoke, right? Poor ESG practices. ESG is not limited to environmental only or social only or governance only. It's like collective things. जैसे नेस्ले में हो गया था poor ESG practice, Volkswagen poor ESG practice, Vedanta poor ESG practice. Yeah, someone said Byju's laying off 2,500 employees and paying huge amount for the brand ambassadors. Yes. Okay. I think you're referring to Messi for FIFA World Cup. Yeah, I think that was done before the layoff. And second, yes, Richa raised a hand.
Yeah, hi Vidya, thanks. So I might be jumping the gun, but because we are talking about companies and companies vary a lot, right? From their size and the kind of budgets that they have. So is there a compliance for a certain category of company, or is it going to come in the coming few sessions?
India may no. India may there is no sector specific mandates.
Okay.
But for example, if you look at GRI, that's a global reporting initiative. That is a widely used and widely accepted sustainability framework, which has sector-wise disclosures.
Okay, and how about the
SASB
of the company?
Pardon?
For example, if there are MSMEs, which let us say are largely, let's say, polluting companies, because big companies will then subcontract it to smaller companies. So I wanted to understand if there is a compliance on that part of how big is the company or how small is the company.
Yes. For example, let's consider the company IKEA. Everybody know IKEA, right? So it's a Swedish home furnishing brand. They have their tier 1 suppliers, okay, such as let's assume Wellspun. Okay, Wellspun is one company जो IKEA को products देता है, right? Wellspun has some other tier 2 suppliers, tier 2 for IKEA, but tier 1 for Wellspun. Yes, agree? उनके tier 2 के भी कुछ और suppliers होंगे where they procure material from, like tier 3 तक हो गया. If IKEA decides कि all these suppliers should follow my code of conduct, my rules, my life, my rules, okay, my company, my rules, my supply chain, my rules. If they follow that, Wellspun should follow. Wellspun should abide by such, IKEA's rules. Wellspun के suppliers जो हैं, they should also follow their rules, right? So regulatory, there's no regulation from the government or the regulatory authorities, but the company has taken initiative in integrating sustainability aspects or addressing sustainable challenges across their value chain. So even suppliers are bound to do that. Agree? Answer your question?
Yeah. So I was also asking from a compliance point of view, is there a compliance?
Compliance again. Yeah, compliance you're talking about from the ESG point of view. There's only two things: compliance or regulatory things, both the same, right?
Yeah.
There's only two things. Like compliance is much more larger part, but ESG regulations के लिए there's only BRSR mandate, which is applicable for top 1,000 companies.
Okay, for top 1,000 companies.
For top 1,000 by market capitalization. Okay. And CSR Act. The CSR, the Companies Act on CSR amendments. These are only two things.
Okay, got it.
Baki wala, it's purely voluntary in India.
It's purely voluntary.
Voluntary, on the sustainability point of view. Abhi it is not there, but in Europe it is there are lot many sector-specific regulations that has come up.
Got it. Helpful.
Even SASB, if you see Sustainability Accounting Standards Board, even they have lot of sectors that have been identified as as comprehensive as 77 sectors has been identified and has been considered. It's not mandatory again, but it's a preferred thing that we will cover in the next sessions, like second module, not immediately. There will be too much bonded, like too much ज़्यादा information हो जाएगा, you'll not be able to digest it. We'll go one by one. I understand where it's coming from over the period of time. This is only day one, right? Day two, right? So हो जाएगा. Next 3 months में you'll be able to understand such things.
Vidya, this is Shubhashree.
Yes, Shubhashree.
Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
I have one question. So like you mentioned, we have blacklisted few companies. So if you say these are voluntary, only these two are regulations which are mandatory. Then based on what we have blacklisted them? If those are voluntary things, yeah.
No, it's not voluntary there. For example, India it is voluntary, like sustainability regulations को adherence होना, it's voluntary. But wherein MOLSA, which is again regulatory authority, Qatar labor law has to be mandatory followed by any organization, right? I have raised a concern with one particular contractor or subcontractor. Boss, you're not following Qatar labor law, and you're not even following worker welfare standards. पैसा ठीक से नहीं दे रहे, टाइम पे नहीं दे रहे, मिनिमम डिफाइन किया हुआ है उससे ज्यादा नहीं दे रहे, उसे कम ही दे रहे, and you are giving it in cash, and cash salary payments are totally banned as per Qatar labor law. पूरा ATM करने अकाउंट ट्रांसफर ही करना चाहिए. There's a thing called the WPS, which is wage protection system, that is being came into existence, not to avoid cash payments. No, because there is a lot of risk involved, right? If I'm a contractor, you're a worker, I'll give you salary, okay, by cash. Is there any proof that I've given you salary? You will raise a question that Vidya ने मेरे को पैसा नहीं दिया, right? So that's the reason, if I have a WPS system in place, I'll transfer your salary through a bank account. I have proof with me. So it's a lot of risks that are there. If we deep dive into it, it's never ending topic. I love to talk about such topics. Right? But again, so these are all poor ESG practices, right? Now investors are focusing on such practices by तुम्हारे company का इतना बुरा हाल है, right? Your brand reputation has gone, and if you transition towards good deeds, like do good, you'll be better, kind of thing. That's when companies ESG performance come into picture, so that even as stakeholder groups will also pay more focus towards it. Yeah. Another one is basically on how sustainability and ESG as a concept see from different aspects.
Vidya, just a small question. Again, I am jumping to the next. It's not a right thing to ask this question. For my curiosity, do you think that banks or financial institutions who are financing to company, they are going to put some kind of strong condition on the companies, because you have to get so much score, then you will get a higher
It's
interest
not score. Yeah, it again मतलब third month का topic आप अभी उठा रहे हो, but still I'll give a brief about it. So a lot of companies are while giving a loan to a company, banks or financial institutions would do a due diligence. ESG elements will also be a part of that due diligence. Okay, जब लोन देते हैं, so they will do some kind of verifications, right? कंपनी कैसा है, उसका वैल्यूएशन क्या है, कितना वैल्यू है, whether they'll be able to repay the debts, bad debts होने का चांस है कि नहीं. So ESG practices के बारे में, what is their performance? So these are all different elements that is there. Nowadays most of the banks are doing it. Individual के लिए तो नहीं करना है, but companies के लिए banks are doing it. Yes, it is in place.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, companies are most of the companies see sustainability or ESG as a kind of very soft अरे ये तो छोटा इशू है, हमको पैसा का ही बड़ा इशू है, right? So it's like that. So that's the mindset people have. So and काफी discussions हो रहे हैं, like, people will challenge, my opinion will not matter, your opinion will not matter. आप मुझे challenge करते हो, मैं आपको challenge करता हूँ. So these are all, variety of arguments that's going on. It's never ending things. So these are all multiple topics. So again, there are a couple of we spoke a lot about things, right? So brand and reputation, risks that we have seen, and improved long-term returns. Right? Most of the organizations, they consider these three as top motivations for ESG. Okay. Is as a company, if I do some kind of integrate ESG aspects into my business, then मेरे को ज़्यादा long term returns भी जाएगा. If not immediately, मेरा brand and reputation will be taken care of. मेरा risk कम है. So these are three motivations for a company, to integrate such things. These are all survey results basically. I'm not putting anything from Vidanta Savasi. These are survey results. And one survey result said that by State Street Global Advisor, to indicate more than 1/3 of pension fund respondents to the survey included reputational risk as one of the three factors driving ESG investing in their institution. Of course, ये survey talks about more towards financial inclusion of ESG in the organization. But still, you need to understand that reputational risk is one of the key factor in driving ESG in an organization. Okay, financial elements you will be looking into third module. Okay, and McKinsey has also done some kind of survey in ESG programs. Valuing ESG programs highlight that 83% of CXOs and information indicate that they would be willing to pay about 10% median premium to acquire a company with positive record of ESG issues over one with a negative record. So here, as someone asked, right, banks को किसी company को loan देना है, right? So they will do a due diligence. Similarly, when there is a mergers and acquisitions, when there is a transaction that's happening. Anybody from financial background in the audience?
I heard a few days back, like JSW, they issued even a ESG bond or something, and they are, that's which I was surprising that already started in.
Okay, ESG bond again, third module. Okay. I mean, I understand. So these are still basics. Like we are talking the introduction. Like we are, understanding the ESG concepts. So this will be covered in the next, sessions. Not immediately, but yeah, third module, which is financial plus ESG wala thing. That is that. Green bonds wala definitely cover that. And when mergers and acquisitions that happen, right? So there's also again due diligence. If I'm acquiring a company, some X company, I'll do a due diligence of that particular company. I'll see what is the company's valuation, paid up capital, OPEX, CAPEX, what is their performance over the years, what are the different multiple financial ratios, and also I will check ESG due diligence, whether they have policies, ESG related policies in place or not, when those policies have been effective or not, how the policies have been defined, are there any gaps or not? Policy members write some information and sign it. It has to be implemented. Is there any objective that is mentioned, or is there any target that is mentioned in the policy? How are the companies taking initiatives to?
About C-suite?
Pardon?
What do you mean about 83% of C-suite leaders?
C-suite is basically CXOs, like C-level. मतलब हमारा CHRO, CFO, CSO, CX, what do you call CEO, not CEO but other, CEO के L-1 level का executives, like cream layer of the company, right? Chief HR officer, chief risk officer, chief compliance officer, chief operating officer, chief sustainability officer, chief HR officer, chief people officer, chief financial officer, chief supply chain officer, chief technology officer. So like different organizations have different things, right? It's like senior management, key management people, key management persons or senior management people in the organizations. So they said that they are willing to pay थोड़ा पैसा ज़्यादा है पे करेंगे, but I want to positive records वाला company का acquire करना चाहता हूँ instead of a negative one. I'll pay more, but I want a good one, right? So we go to a shop, we buy a good quality product, right? We pay, we'll be ready to pay little more price for them. So we'll take higher price pay करके भी we'll take the product. So similarly, you'll get rid of poor quality. So similarly, it's also kind of same thing, right? Any questions so far? Any questions? Any doubts?
What you have told just now regarding that due diligence, whatever you do regarding that capex, opex, and financial ratios and other aspects. Those things. What you have told, that can you elaborate, or will it come in the next class?
Next class में नहीं, मतलब third module में आएगा.
It will come in third module. Okay.
It will come in third module. But as I said, right, so whenever there's a transaction, other like mergers and acquisition, right? Company X, company Y. Company X is acquiring company Y. So what will company X do? So they will do a due diligence, right? If you want to buy a company, so there has to be some process. Like, you will check the company's performance, right? So उनका company performance क्या है, उनके investments क्या है, कितना loan लिया है, whether they have policies in place or not, whether they have any controversies, whether they have any penalties. These are all things that you will evaluate a company, right?
Will it be in the framework, or there's some?
It is not the framework. It's normal. That's the process. That is the process. But उस process में they also include ESG as a concept. How the acquiring company is performing performing in terms of ESG aspects. वो लोग जब ESG aspects integrate करते हैं, so I'll be more interested to buy that company because their valuation will be increased.
Definitely, there is a lot
which
of
recently happened.
Recently,
JSW
it has
Energy
been
has
happening.
acquired Mitra Energy.
Yeah, it has been happening. The thing is
Right.
that most of the thing ESG, they more emphasize on the E part. And
No,
SD
no.
part,
No.
Does it come like this?
No, not only ESG part, not only environment part. Environment में काफी देखेंगे how, see, for example, any banking sector का acquire हो रहा है, right? So like there's some transaction happening. Banking sector के लिए environmental initiative, environmental aspects, what do they have? Only energy and emissions. Water consumption? No. Waste management का हाँ, e-waste management हो सकता है. Material consumption? No. It's only energy and emissions only, right? But whereas for a manufacturing company, the intensity would be different. Water हो सकता है, energy हो सकता है, raw material procurement भी होता है, waste management भी होता है. So it depends on the company and depends on the sector they're working in. But anyways, environmental factor में these are all the aspects that is covered. Social में HR practices, your health and safety practices, your CSR initiatives, your employee benefits that you have that you are giving to your permanent employees and temporary employees, and governance aspects. So it's already the cover, code of conduct, whether that is applicable for supply chain को include किया है कि नहीं, supplier assessments है कि नहीं, whistleblower mechanism है कि नहीं, some kind of grievance mechanism है कि नहीं. What is your anti-corruption policies, anti-bribery policies, anti-money laundering policies, whether they have any controversies, whether your company has any penalties. So these are all multiple aspects that will be assessed upon, evaluated upon, right? So it's not detail में नहीं जाएंगे, but I'm just giving you an overview of how these are important. Any questions?
Hi, Vidya.
Yeah.
I have one question.
Yes.
There are many case studies at Nestle, Johnson & Johnson and all that. So why the regulatory body are not taking a strict action? When I say strict action, it has done so much harm to the people, body, environment and all that. Why they have not...
penalized किया ना?
Pardon?
They have penalized it, right?
Yeah, penalized, but why they have not cancelled their license for manufacturing Maggies? Now they have again come back to the market, and they have earned the profit like anything. But why it is not done strictly? It will be a good example for others.
Next slide. Yes.
Short term.
Next slide. Yeah. I got your point, Jayashree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got your point. The next slide talks about that.
Coming back to that point, as you had told, there is no regulatory, in India, banning and again, canceling. Is there any rule and regulations available?
Pardon, I didn't get you. There's no regulatory.
Someone told, why don't you ban it and make it an example? And is there any, rules and everything? Is there anything is that where we can ban it, blacklist it permanently? Is there anything in
Vedanta है ना? Vedanta plant to shut down हो गया. Vedanta Stellate Copper in Toothukudi.
But not because of the yes, this is the part of ESG, not entirely for ESG. But
environment. No. उसमें तीनों है sir. तीनों है. I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
So in 2010-11 there is this environmental violations.
Correct.
By the organization.
Correct.
So there were a lot of environmental pollution.
Correct.
Which impacted the local communities.
Yeah, local communities.
Lot of protests, and there were stampedes. There were loss of lives. Social touch हो गया, environmental touch हो गया, and governance दुकानें बंद कर दिया. It impacted in 3 ways, but yeah, I'm saying, right? It impacted.
But this is the very, I mean, what Vidya, that's my point is, it's an extreme stage when we moved out from this situation. Otherwise, why this is the reactive approach we have been following? All the companies are following.
Correct. So that's the reason. So these are all creating a context for everyone to understand why it is important.
Yeah, our agencies, like our bank. My only point is here, like nowadays I can hear so many feedback from the banks also. Now, unless the investors or unless the investment banks, they are not putting some binding condition on the company, I think there will be very slow improvements, which I feel.
Sir, frankly बात करते हैं. Let's be open. India में ऐसे होगा क्या? If I'm the governing body, I'm regulatory body. You're an organization running businesses, right? Multiple businesses. If I put strict regulations on you,
no,
कैसे होगा?
Very simple, Vidya. Very simple. 1 minute. If banks are giving 200 crores to company for putting a plant, if you are complying ESG and they are reducing a 0.5% even interest, I think every corporate houses will be interested to do this thing. Unless they will not get a win-win solution, they will not be comfortable.
Oh, 1 second. Sorry.
So what I'm trying to say here, the banks are taking interest against the funding they have done for the company. If you are not complying ESG, they are giving interest at 8.5. If you are complying, they are taking 8%. It's a 5.5% will be significant for the organization.
Right. वो हो सकता होगा, but I'm that's again too much into the taking actions.
जब तक unless we will not convert ESG into financial term, Indian corporate houses not going to take it in the right spirit.
Right. Agree. I totally agree your point. But our journey, even in our journey, right? So the 3 months of sessions, we should go step by step. We should not jump from day 1 to day 20. Right. So
sorry,
I think no, I understand. Your points is well taken, and those things are being covered, right? No, that's the reason financial ESG is covered together in 3rd month.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's basically creating a background. Okay.
See, I would like to add one small point here. So I'm not sure about the S&G part, but from an environmental point of view, there is a lot of penalization that's going on, especially with the Environmental Compensation Act and all, which just came up in about the last 3 or 4 years. And as an example, we would like to quote a recent fine, which was given to the Canada government by National Game Tribunal for 2,900 crores for not maintaining a lake So the E part, there are strong penalties that is being put in place as of now, at least. At least some examples have there, but on the S&G part, it remains to be seen.
Yeah, there are many things. There's some instance maybe which has some environmental related impacts only. There are some, FIFA World Cup ka baat kiya. It's majorly on human rights, but so majorly on social governance piece. So different company, different incidents or different actions impacts company in a different way. But ultimately, it will impact reputation. It will impact financial aspects of the company, be it positive or negative. Right. So I think there are no other questions. We'll take a short break, 5 minutes break.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah, we can.
Because I don't want to violate my human rights and your human rights. Okay. So we'll take a very short break of 5 minutes. It's 3:55 now. We'll come back at 4 o'clock. Okay. Deal, everyone?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thanks. Hi, everyone. Is everyone back?
Vidya.
Hi, Vidya. Can we start?
Yes. Yeah, we can. I was just waiting for you to, give a go ahead.
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So now we have understood, right? So what how sustainability or ESG related aspects impact the company's reputation, right? Is that clear?
Yeah, that's true.
Now let's see, what are the different types of ESG risks. Can you tell me different ESG risks? I think there is yeah. Can someone say speak out like what are the different risks? ESG related risks. It can be environmental, social, governance, overall the categorization of risks also.
Climate risk is one.
Climate risk, yes.
Yeah, basically on the corporate governance is the reputation risk is what is the biggest
reputation risk.
Yeah.
Financial risk.
Financial risk. Pardon?
Stakeholder management risk.
Stakeholder management risk. Like, can you give an example on that?
Sure. For example,
I will understand. Yeah, Bolo.
Yeah, for example, the infamous Coca-Cola Plachimada case, right? Wherein the local stakeholders, which is largely the community, protested against Coca-Cola to shut down its plant, right? So if you're not sort of complying or, as you said, fetching too many resources, which are also the right of the local community, then it's a risk. How do you manage community and how do you make sure that the operations remain sustainable?
Yeah. So in that case, stakeholder management is not a company-wide process. So it's more or less social risk, societal risk, maybe.
Correct.
Right. Stakeholder management is basically a process. Yeah. Anything else?
Credit risk.
Pardon?
Credit risk.
Yeah, वो financial risk में आ जाता है. Right. Credit risk, market risks.
Health and safety risk.
Pardon?
Health and safety risk.
Health and safety risk again falls under societal risk. Someone said brand and reputational risk.
Brand image.
Yeah, reputational risk.
I think majority risk covered under ESG, and that's why ESG is there.
Okay, great. So any categorizations or a significant thing which you might have missed?
How about compliances?
Compliance in, yes, again it's a governance related risk.
Yeah,
I'll give an example if you can just
Major risk is environmental regulations, and then financial risk is major risk. I personally feel.
Right. So I'll give you a clue. Let's understand whether you catch it or not. Okay. So the last couple of years, we have been using a lot of what do you call apps, mobiles, laptops, tabs.
Cybersecurity risk.
Cyber risk, someone said.
Cybersecurity risk.
Personal security, personal privacy risk.
Personal security, data security. Yes. Right. Agreed.
Geopolitical risk is also a big risk, now because of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you give some light on that geopolitical risk?
Geopolitical, typical, if you take Ukraine war, now what would happen is the trade that is going on between two countries may become a risk. China is another lovely example of a geopolitical risk. So some of these, there's something called a term called legal sanctions, when say for example, you support a country like Russia, suddenly the big brother US comes and says, listen, because you support it, I'm putting you under the sanction list, which means that's the biggest risk where your business come to a standstill, actually, you know. So something.
Agreed. And understood. Other audiences understood the geopolitical risk.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe you could simplify it and then.
No, it's truly whatever you said is absolutely right. So that was the example which I was going to give, but you already given that Ukraine-Russia war. And even in our previous discussions, right? Someone said, why can't regulatory authorities take stringent action on the companies to ban the products and all? So there is a big businessman in India. Our company has multiple companies. I don't want to name the company name. So they have a lot of businesses, and they are also involved in a lot of political affiliations. Okay, everybody got that? No? So even that, I don't see it as a risk for other things, but it is a risk in terms of the country's GDP value that will be impacted. So that is my opinion. I'm not in favor of any company or any political party, and nor am against any political party or any company. I'm quoting my example. Who all are aware of KG Basin? Krishna Godavari Basin.
Yes, sir. I am aware.
Yes. Who said that?
Amrendra this side, sir.
Amrendra. Can you just give some just insights about what is that? What issue is that?
It was probably, maybe I correct, the director, the ex-director of ONGC. He is ED, maybe ED, similar to the ED, that who detect that KG Basin and the reservoir related to the gas. But later on, he retired and joined some other company. I not give that name, and that company, and moreover, after a 6 month of period, gets all the clearances, all the approvals, and now the KG Basin is a part of that company. Still, the case is overgoing. Still, there both the sides are fighting for that. But as per the final, all the approvals, all the things are with the new company. So that is why that company is now taking care of that part. And it is one of the largest gas reservoir for maybe for the future for India.
Correct. Understood. Now I'll name that particular company name. Is this forum reliable?
Yeah, definitely.
I think everyone understood the company name already.
It's Reliance. Yes. If someone did not, but I'm telling the name. I'm taking a risk, huh? Yeah. So it's a Reliance. So that's again geopolitical, because there was a lot of political support even in Andhra Pradesh. The previous governments, there was a lot of support the organization had. Okay, so now let's talk about different types of risks. Technological risks, agree, which we talk about, right? Cyber security, data security, data privacy, spoke about, right? Economic risks, we have talked about. Yes. Am I audible?
Political risk.
Yeah,
Okay, great. Geopolitical risk, as Sundesh directly mentioned, Russia-Ukraine war, best example, very recent example. Environmental risk we spoke about, societal risk we spoke about.
Yes,
right?
sorry.
These are different categories. Again, usual people call it as a pest layer risk, right? Pest layer or what do you call it? PST, PSTLE.
Pestle, yeah.
Yes, pestle risks.
Pestle.
So it's basically it's a categorization. It's nothing great in that. It's just categorization. Now let's talk about couple of environmental risks. आपने बोला है now what are different risks available, but yes, can you tell now different environmental risks?
Climate change.
Climate risk, yes. Another one.
Water risk.
Air quality.
Air.
Biodiversity.
Heavy carbon emission.
Biodiversity, carbon emissions, yes.
GHG emissions.
Solid waste.
Okay.
E-waste.
Waste management.
Hazardous waste management, then flora fauna depletion.
Okay. Okay. Now let's see what are different risks. Right. Extreme weather events. Climate risk. बोला है. Agree. What are best examples?
Cyclones.
Cyclones. Frequent
The
cyclones.
flood.
Floods.
Temperature rise.
Temperature rise. Natural resource depletion. Okay. Yes.
Famines.
Pardon?
Droughts and
Famine.
famines near droughts. Yeah.
कहाँ से कुछ ये आ रहा है? Okay.
Famines.
Pardon?
Famines.
Yeah. Okay. Any other?
Yeah, adaptability risk from the wildlife or those aspects.
That falls as biodiversity.
Biodiversity. Okay.
Right. Agreed. Extreme weather events तो समझ में आ गया आपको?
Yes.
Extreme rainfalls, because in India, I think I'm not sure about other places, but no, I'm from Hyderabad. Okay, I've seen a lot of rains this year since the last many years. Okay. Since May till October, it was continuously raining. I have never seen such rains past since my childhood. So this year is kind of extreme for me. Climate action failure. Any examples?
Increasing water level or sea levels.
Right.
Global warming.
Emissions, yes, global warming, right.
Wildfire.
Rise of temperature, depletion of underground water going down.
Ozone depletion.
Acid rain.
Yes. And human environmental damage.
Forest fires.
Forest fires.
Deforestation,
yes.
Soil erosion.
Right.
lack of fertile land.
Yes.
Desertification.
Pardon?
Desertification.
Yes.
Quality of crops is going down. Crops is also,
Correct. Species extinction, yes, that comes as part of biodiversity loss. Now let's talk about biodiversity loss. I think everyone understood, right? So no questions, right? So I'm trying to take answers from you so that you understand it very well. Right? Any questions so far? Is it clear? Or
yes, it is clear.
I'm going on, is it right, or I'm going too fast or too slow, or right?
I think very good. You are going at the right speed.
The pace is good. Yeah, we're able to follow.
Great, thank you. So now let's talk about biodiversity loss.
Flora is affecting a flora fauna.
Correct. Flora and fauna, species extinction.
Habitat loss.
Pardon?
Habitat loss.
Habitat loss, yes. Can you tell me a
Deforestation.
couple of extincted species?
Endangered species, yeah.
Yeah, don't tell me dinosaurs, huh? Some recent species that were extinct, that went
The
extinct.
one-horned rhinoceros.
Okay. Is it extinct or there are only few things? Right?
Very recently it got extinct. Yeah.
I think the white rhino got extinct, right?
Exactly.
Recently.
Yeah.
White rhino.
One-horned white rhino. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think even birds also, right? A lot of birds that got extinct. Okay, dodo birds, huh? Pink flamingo. Okay, color specific. Marine ecosystems, yes. There's a lot of marine life loss. Know this?
Coral reefs loss.
नाम नहीं पता बाबा, बहुत सारे. I mean, as far as I know, there are about 70 lakhs of marine life species, out of which 20 to 30% आराम से घट गया होगा. Coral
I mean,
reefs.
there
very
are
nice.
still like about more than 1 million species which are unidentified also.
I mean, that's again a risk. Identification risk हो जाता है फिर से. I mean, it's a lighter way, but yeah, coral reefs. Anyone seen coral reefs?
Yes.
Anyone been to Andamans? देखा है?
Nice, sir.
Okay. So the coral reefs also, access a lot of, it's a marine life basically. Second one, from a carbon point of view. Okay. Carbon sequestration. I'm just getting into too much of detail, but basically, the seabeds, they capture carbon in the ocean beds, which is called as blue carbon. So that is in detail, but I'm just giving you an example. It's not only life, it's also about capturing the carbon emissions also. Mangroves, yes. Microplastic pollution, calcification, coral reef, yes. Okay, habitat loss. Yeah, great, covered. Natural resources, yes, someone said natural resource depletion. Geophysical disaster, planters of carbon sequestration, yes. Any examples of geophysical disaster? Any examples?
Tsunami.
Ice caps melting.
Yeah, avalanches, landslides, earthquakes, shifts in Earth's tectonic space, very specific. Abhinav, thank you. So understood all the environmental risks. These are all the main things, right? There are many other,
Are we not covering Vidya some plants which are only applicable for capturing the CO2 emission at a coastal area?
I think actually you are talking about plants which absorb carbon emissions.
Yeah, because there is a concept now we can store the CO2 also.
This is all about talking about risks, right? So we're not talking about the carbon absorption or carbon sequestration initiatives. We will do that in the later sessions. Right. So these are all key environmental related risks. There are many other, water, waste management. These are all important only, but these are like major leads. This trumps all other risks. Right. Now let's talk about some societal risks. Few examples.
Health risk.
Pardon? Health risk, okay. One key thing which we all gone through the last couple of years.
Inflation.
Corona, yes. Inflation, that is it not financial risk?
Pandemic,
per capita income.
Yeah, that falls as financial risk, right? No.
social we can call as a pandemic situations.
Yeah, pandemic, yes. COVID, pandemic, yes. Migration, health risk, rich poor divide. Okay.
Layoffs.
Loss of work. Pardon?
Layoffs.
Layoff. Okay. See, these are a couple of key risks, which is infectious disease. We spoke about COVID. I mean, not only COVID, but Spanish flu. वो भी आया था ना 100 साल पहले. Even that is 2000s में anthrax. Infectious disease, right? SARS. Different things. Communal clashes. Lifestyle change. Okay.
वजन काटा चालू है क्या बंद है?
Pardon?
That was by mistake.
I didn't get this.
So how is mental? 1 minute.
I'll come to that. Okay. Now let's talk about livelihood crisis. So can you give some examples?
Losing jobs.
Perfect.
Hunger issue.
Hunger issues. Okay. Right.
Health issues.
Health तो मतलब काफी सारे हो गया, but yeah, agree. Any other examples?
Displacement of homes.
Inflation.
Okay.
Displacement
Loss
of
of
homes.
life and property.
Loss of
life and property.
Ineffective medical facilities. Ineffective
medical facilities. Yeah, again health.
Natural calamities.
Natural calamities वो तो हमारा geophysical disaster में आ गया. Anyways, yeah.
Vidya,
उसमें मतलब loss of lives. Yes.
Moonlighting.
Okay. Okay. Right. Any other? Involuntary migration. Any examples?
Urbanization, the person which is being
job searching for jobs, so that there is a migration.
Right. Okay.
And somebody had texted a loss of crop damage because of climate change. That is also probably one of the reasons.
Okay. So how will that affect involuntary migration? Like
war crisis, I think that is involuntary migration.
War crisis is fine, but crops बोले थे ना किसी ने?
Yeah.
Yeah, that affects the livelihood, and we are forced to move out from your hometown and move to places where you get a better livelihood.
That is another aspect.
Yes.
Okay. Any
unemployment?
Unemployment, yes.
Education is education.
Education. Okay. That's kind of livelihood, if I'm not wrong. Yes.
Societal stigmas.
Can we add law and order situation because of that involuntary migration happens? No.
Yeah. Pardon?
Law and order situation if it's not good in a particular area.
Correct.
Societal stigmas.
Okay.
Forced labor, like British took Indians for war, or British took Indians for getting work done in Africa. So that is something.
Okay.
Infrastructure projects like a dam, making communities move.
That rehabilitation from one place to another place, that is also
right.
Voluntary migration. Rehabilitation is another part.
Correct. Or rehabilitation, I think that rehabilitation resettlement that falls as part of. I don't say involuntary migration. That is kind of maybe social cohesion erosion के अंदर आता है, in a way.
So, for example, if any company is, for example, if dam and कुछ ऐसी चीजें बना रहे हैं, dam or something like that, so related to infrastructure, so they are rehabilitating the people from one place to another, their ancestral place to another place. For example, in Chhattisgarh or other states where the mining industries are there, so they wanted to expand their businesses. So for that they are the people are migrating from there one place to another place. That's what societal risk and kind of things. So they are losing their ancestral places, and they are losing their
Right.
all these things. So that's point of view I just wanted to.
Yeah, perfectly fine. Now, any examples of mental health deterioration? Any
Like
examples?
in terms of harassment related.
Perfect. Yes.
Short-term memory loss due to overthinking for the work.
Okay.
Depression.
Depression, yes.
The HR policies was not implemented at the company, in the company, and due to that they have, the employees are facing a lot of problem, lot of issues related to their, so in that cases that mental health deterioration comes. Yeah.
Right. Someone said anxiety. Someone said lower wages. Agree. Stress.
Cutthroat peer-to-peer competition in corporate world. That might also.
Perfect.
Gender equality.
Gender equality. How will that affect mental health, ma'am?
For same type of work, if female is not getting the same salary, may affect their work.
Okay.
Transportation.
Job security is another aspect. Job security.
Transportation also.
Transportation, yes, and it's the point she said, right? So that is a valid point. I think so. Who said that? May I know your name, please?
Myself, Dr. Rekha Singh.
Dr. Rekha. Yes. Thanks, Dr. Rekha. You mentioned a right point, but it's not only about gender equality. If I may say, that is diversity, equity, and inclusion overall.
Yeah.
Right. If gender equality बोले तो only gender वाला आ जाएगा?
नहीं.
हाँ. So I'll give one example. I mean, no offense, but किसी के office में, if transgender some other person joins the organization, how will you treat them? Will you accept that? Is it not a risk?
Yeah, this is also. I'm doing ESG audit for Lalit Hotel, and in Mumbai, a property, they have employed some transgender person also in HR team. So this type of thing, it has been initiated by a few of the corporate.
But nowadays, like one of the hotel in Mumbai, they engage the disabled person who cannot listen, who cannot speak out. Entire staff is related to them. So that's one thing. I think there's people are encouraging those kind of initiatives.
Right. I think, instead of having only gender equality, I'm saying like it's total. It's a bigger picture that we need to see as a mental health deterioration. Right. I agreed to these points. Like very valid point discussed, Dr. Rekha. Anyone? Any other issues? Someone said domestic violence. Agreed. It's again harassment.
Hi, this is Anne here. I'm from Chennai. And
Hi.
here there are a couple of restaurants that employ victims of acid attacks and
right.
even other disability people, right? Those who can't speak or listen.
Right.
So that is also there.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to one more restaurant in Mumbai. So they only, I think some mime karke kuch to hai naam uska, I don't remember the name exactly, but they don't speak.
Madura and Mime. Pardon? Mirchi and Mime or Madura and Mime.
Yes. So wahan pe the waiters or the people they don't speak, unable to speak basically. They only do body language and take the orders and serve you dishes. I mean, it's again, diversity related thing, right? So now, what is social security collapse?
Communal rights.
Okay, to the point. Yes.
Some
some scheme that has been launched from government and everybody applies to it, but they don't get any benefit at the retirement. So let's say NPS goes, people don't get what they've invested in NPS after their retirement. That could be an example of social security.
I mean, I'm surprised. Ideally, they're eligible for the maturity amount, right? But why is it? Maybe they have to apply for the withdrawal.
Correct. So some Ponzi scheme which results into common man not getting any benefit.
Yeah, I can give a couple of examples, such as.
No, I'm assuming.
You ever heard of QNet?
Social security means that whatever you have saved, you are able to get after retirement. So I'm just relating to that.
Yeah, I agree. Have you heard of QNet?
QNet, that multi-level marketing?
Multi-level marketing, yes.
But why? My point is here: how communal rights are connected to ESG? I'm not able to understand why.
Societal risk, है ना? Societal risk, है ना? Let's assume, like, communal rights में what happened in the communal rights? What will happen? Market होता है?
Lose their livelihood.
There will be damage to the property. There will be
loss to property.
Loss of dear ones.
Juries होता है? Is it not social security collapse?
Yes.
Is it not societal risk? Yeah. So that's how it's. I mean, if you bifurcate ESG into smaller pieces, there's a lot of things. Now, overall, में क्या हो जाता है? Whatever you talk about, that falls under ESG risk. This is my ultimatum.
See, I want to add one point. If the project location is in critically polluted area, then it will be included in societal risk or environmental risk.
Yes, both. There are multiple things which overlaps. Multiple risks. For example, अभी हमने FIFA World Cup का डिस्कस किया. Okay, वो governance का risk है, social risk भी है. We spoke about Nestle, Maggi. Environmental risk है, social risk है. Vedanta Standard Copper, environmental risk, social risk, and governance risk. Right? COVID. I mean, there is definitely overlap. Definitely overlap.
If government policy, if any government policy is not, suitable for certain communities or, certain part of the country, that comes under social security policy collapse?
In a way, yes, but that majorly falls as part of geopolitical risk. Nahin?
Okay.
I'm just asking you.
So it is a very complex situation,
Yeah, there are multiple overlaps.
So many rules, regulations, and laws when it comes to certain things, and people lose everything, and that is a social security collapse.
Right.
In that aspect, it can be, meant.
Right. Agreed. I think Viraf has raised his hand.
Yeah. So people keep money in their banks, and suddenly, overnightly, RBI announces that this bank is getting liquidated.
Yes.
People lose out money.
Yes, definitely.
So that would be an example of social security.
Yeah, definitely.
That time it will be social risk or legal risk.
Again, overlap. Because if there is kuch, there's a bank and people have invested, customers have invested, deposited a lot of money, right? मान लो 1,000 crores they have invested. Bank palat diya. Where did the money go? They have flew the country. In insolvency petition डाल के they flew the country. Who will bear that risk? That again, burden will be on the society. That is social risk. Another aspect to it is financial risk. Lot of rate of interest on the different loans or different schemes. Rate of interest will be impacted.
Actually, there will be a reputational risk as well, because people lose trust in banks and all.
Yeah, definitely. Any other examples?
no pension after service.
Yes.
सर एक तो अभी कुछ समय पहले ही हुआ था लॉकडाउन ड्यू टू द कोरोना.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Any examples of social cohesion erosion?
Social cohesion may have few points from mental health deterioration. That could be one example.
Yeah, that is one. Yes, agreed.
Second could be, youth delusionment. Let's say, for instance, I'm just thinking aloud. Let's say people start betting in things like Dream 11 that they will make some money out of it, right? So all these betting schemes, and then get delusioned.
That's not exactly what it means. It's basically, more towards, the bonding between different, sects and communities, who are staying in a local community, right? Strength of relationships, how solid they are among the communities. That's how social cohesion means, right?
Okay.
Right. I mean, that's what it means, right? Social bonding, cohesion is bonding, right?
Mr. Vidanath, that the generations, they are getting getting more into in search of IT jobs. So
Okay.
is it related to social cohesion erosion?
IT jobs के लिए कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
No, they are more interested for IT jobs. Now the pandemic has happened, when the students, they choose that one, they certainly have understood other profession, there'll be a risk, but however the IT, it will get continued.
No, maybe, see, it will not fall under
Social cohesion erosion. Can you just explain? I am little like cohesion. Yes, it's like some forcefully social cohesion erosion, forcefully.
I'll give a couple of examples.
Okay.
Okay. Someone said, communal rights. Okay. So, India में काफी कुछ हुआ है previously, rights, be it 1992, 1993, 2002, 2008, 2011, right? There were a lot of rights happened, right? So there was bonding that has been eroded, right? This is one example. Understood? Understood?
Yeah, trying. I'm trying.
Yeah. So inequality in society.
Correct.
Growing inequalities.
Because I wanted to explain it, but मेरा risk हो जाएगा.
I understand.
So, for example, these are two communities, they were fighting, right? It's not, kind of protest nahi hai. It's basically fighting against each other.
Basically, you can say it's a belief system or ideology system,
not belief
right?
system. No.
Two communities are having a different belief or ideology.
No. What cohesion means? Bonding.
Yes.
Right. Social cohesion matlab social bonding.
So,
okay.
1 minute.
Social bonding is majorly kahan pe hota hai? Neighborhood.
Okay. Can we consider also that people are going for nuclear family?
Yes, definitely.
And also this crime also increasing because of this one?
I can't say because of that one, but crimes are increasing because of social security collapse.
What about war displacement and refugees?
That is that falls again to multiple categories. One is livelihood crisis. Other one is involuntary migration, refugees.
No, so I'm actually asking from a social cohesion perspective, because when refugees would go to a different land, or countries developing hate between each other due to like wars at a.
Yeah, I agreed. See, from a social cohesion point, let's understand the term first, right? It's social bonding. Bonding कहाँ पे होता है? With the neighborhood, right? और पूरा neighborhood उठा के बाहर फेंक दिया है. What happened to my bonding with those people? Will it not be eroded? Refugees का भी क्या है? So they face some issues, and everybody migrated from one place to other place. They'll not have same kind of neighborhood or not the situations, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, उनका bonding erode हो गया, right? So that's what it is. It's a societal risk.
Yeah. So things like political
nuclear
polarization that happens a lot in our country, that could also be an example.
Pardon?
Political polarization could also be probably an example.
Yes.
For this.
Yes. It's not only one reason I can say, but multiple risk में आ सकता है.
Okay. And then that farmer protest that happened, which raised a public anger. So that's also another.
That's actually, I can consider it into geopolitical thing here. In my opinion, जो farm bill था, that was very good for the farmers, but not for the intermediaries. Because that's the reason protests happened. Only Punjab में हुआ है issues. बाकी देश में तो हुआ नहीं issues, protests वगैरह. वहाँ पे क्यों हुआ?
Even I believe the same.
Right. Okay. So पूरे देश में होना चाहिए ना protest से. If it is not in favor of farmers, it should protest should happen across India.
In fact, it has happened in combining of 3-4 states, I believe.
Only वहीं पे हुआ है. And directly बताऊंगा, it was not वो government ruled state नहीं है. It happened only in non-government ruled states, मतलब central government वाला.
So, it will be really interesting to see maybe in subsequent sessions whether we as system, we guys are working anything towards overcoming these societal risks, especially the last two.
Yes. So majorly we'll be focusing on business sustainability from business perspective only, because there is some beach में कुछ digression हो गया. I understand, but just I wanted you to understand such things. That's when it'll be very much better for you to अच्छा ये देखो ये risk है. Okay, you'll understand it. Once you understand, it'll be easier. But over the period of our 3 months sessions or 3 months course, our focus will be majorly on business point of view, business perspective. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. Now let's talk about main financial and legal risks. Okay. Only main और detail में नहीं, but lot of legal is तो बहुत है, governance वाला issues, violation, penalty हो गया. So 2 things which I want to highlight: inability of borrower to make repayments due to environmental and social costs. It is self-explanatory, but can you give a hypothetical situation or a live example if you are aware of?
I want to give a live example of what happened in Bangalore after the pandemic, when the Uber and Ola drivers who were driving this app-based cabs had to leave Bangalore because, and I think it's a problem across cities, where they were not unable to make the payments or pay repayments for their vehicles. Many vehicles got seized back, and they have found alternate employment otherwise and migrate to other places. So it's impacted them. It's also impacted me as a person who is living in Bangalore, because now I don't get Ubers or Olas in Bangalore anymore.
Okay.
So that's one example that I can think of.
Okay. Any other example?
May I know how it is connected?
Pardon?
The farmers not being able to repay their whatever they borrowed and
loan.
Right.
That was a big issue because either the crops failed or the higher interest cost or something.
Correct. Perfect. Any other? Social cost explained. See,
again, sorry, I think I have one more example here on the environmental part, where the changes in weather patterns or the rainfall patterns impacting farmers again, which is leading to crop loss. And again, people not being able to make payment on time. It's a direct impact of climate change.
Okay, agreed.
Sir, one example we have faced during lockdown, the home loans and all, we have a moratorium something.
Correct. So I'll explain what is social costs mean. Okay. For example, now if I am this borrower, right? I'll take my example. I'm a borrower. Pandemic में मेरा, I have lost my job. Okay. I have many loans. I am unable to pay. Okay. So I had to, sell off my property or my lands or my agriculture land to pay off that debt. वो भी, it was, even that was not sufficient, right? So these selling of my agriculture lands or my property, it's my livelihood. वो मेरा bread and butter है, me and my family के लिए, right? When I sell it off, is it not a cost for me? Is it not only for me? Is it not a cost? So settle. मेरे roti, kapda, makan, right? I don't have roti, I don't have kapda, I don't have makan. I sold off everything. It is social cost, right? In spite of that, I'm unable to pay the banks, pay my loans. So that's a social cost. Okay. Yeah. Next example. I think let's go a bit faster. Let's go to next example. A potential liability for bank to pay for the cleanup of contamination caused by a customer. Any examples on this?
Loans getting converted to bad loans and NPLs.
Bad debts, yes. Previously, I was talking about mergers and acquisitions or transactions, wherein ESG due diligence is becoming a part and parcel of the transaction deals, right? So वहाँ पे ये भी check करते हैं. This is part of environmental and environmental aspect, majorly on the waste part.
Yeah, e-waste and all these things. Maybe.
Customer here, it is not only individual, it can be a company also. Okay, it is not customer matlab individual nahi hai idhar. So it is a client here. It can be a company, it can be person, it can be an institution, anyone. Any other example?
Demonetization, which was happened actually on 8 November 2016 in India.
Right. So how is that linked with cleanup of contamination caused by customers? How is that? How is that linked with this particular risk?
Actually, many banks, 500 and 1,000 rupees notes, all customer has to deposit in the bank, and there is a huge line. And because of that, again, the people are facing basic issues for their basic needs. Plus, if you go for the banking sector, they have to pay. They have a big question to pay the money. There is a limitation of withdrawing the amount for a you can say common man. So that limitation is also one of the constraints. Then again, the same issue was with the big you can say financiers, or you can say stakeholders. They want money at that time, and they don't get the money from the bank because there is a limitation of withdrawal.
Right. Agreed. And someone said,
with the one question here. So are we talking about financial contamination here? Like, bad debt, or we're talking about somebody?
It can be anything. Contamination can be anything. It can be waste, it can be environmental, it can be social, it can be governance, it can be financial.
So, because my question comes, if somebody, company does any kind of environmental damage, so does bank have a role to play to clean that, or it's because generally it's some penalties imposed, right?
No. It's basically for for example, I'm a bank and you are an organization. Okay. You have done something, there is some environmental ho ya water ho ya waste ho, there's a issue, an ESG point of view, there's an issue. Okay. And you have approached me for a loan, I will definitely do a due diligence. So if I give a loan to you, right, is it not a liability for me? Is it not a risk, financial risk for me?
Yes, this is
it's a financial risk.
Yeah,
but
financial risk.
Yeah, but how bank is clearing that contamination? My question is that
bank will not clear. Bank will not clear.
I think contamination
Not
is not mean that there. The thing is like the Vijay Mallya has done.
Right.
वो लेके चला गया ना, उसकी प्रॉपर्टी को सेल आउट करना है और whatever. That is a kind of contamination.
That is more towards yeah, so that is financial related, right? So
yeah, but contamination in terms of financial.
Right. Hello.
So I think with the you it is more related to financial aspect here, right?
Right. Okay. I think Sundareshan has a question.
Yeah, two things here. One is, if I have to interpret that, is IBC a solution for that, which is insolvency bankruptcy thing, where, literal interpretation of that looks to me, potential liability for banks to pay for the cleanup means if say Malaya or Jet Airways guys leave behind the, debt.
Right.
Is it the responsibility of the bank to clear it up? Is one way of looking at this whole thing. So
it's yeah, I understand your question. It's not bank's responsibility, but it is a liability on the bank. Unka paisa gaya na, so it is liability on the bank. So how should they? Because it has not only impacted only the bank, it has impacted the whole nation. So since then, the rate of interest, or even RBI has made some changes in the repo rates and which has again impacted your rate of interest, for various loans or deposits.
No,
I mean, if you look at like Vijay Mallya se या फिर Nirav Modi's का तब से अगर देखा जाए, if you can see the rate of interest change, right, there is significant change. With deposits का तो बैंक का change है, rate of interest तो loans का rate है, that is also changed significantly. Just even in the last 6 months, repo rate has been changed so drastically. Like 1% तक change हुआ है repo rate का, 0.75 to 1% in last 6 to 8 months. Right?
Yeah. So this contamination that you are talking about is the debt that has been left behind by these companies, or
contamination is basically, which is a kind of polluted thing. It can be environmentally, it can be socially, it can be financially. But majorly thing is,
or in simple word, we can say it's some mess created by the customer.
Correct.
Then I can connect that to the Union Carbide example itself, where the company, after real-time contamination of the environment, was closed, which means all the debt that the bank had given, it's a potential liability for the bank. So if that can be, I don't know.
Right, agree. And there's another question someone has asked: does oil spill fall under this example? Oil spill, no, it falls majorly on human environmental damage. And जो oil spill किया है उस company का, if there is any loans that is being pending with the banks, then that can be.
But again, it's not related to the bank or loan, because it's related to the insurance company.
Right.
I have a question. So in the case of an oil spill also, let's say it's pertaining to the funding done by the bank to XYZ company for any manufacturing process, or let's say any transportation activity that leads to damage to the environment, won't that still fall under the potential liability of the bank?
Yeah, in a way, yes. But I think
no, it's clearly no. It's a completely company's responsibility.
Company कुछ नहीं कर सकते, क्या करें? So
Sir,
anyway,
the thing is,
bank will be impacted. So bank will put their own changes in their policies, and that will again impact the societies or their customers. Right?
If you replace the term banks with insurance agents or insurance bodies, would it be more direct? As an example here, for example, if you take oil spill itself, BP, British Petroleum, there was a huge oil spill in Gulf of Mexico, which had to pay up in billions. So if they were insured, isn't it a liability for the insurance body to pay for contamination?
Yes. But that will not be insured, right? Anyways, yeah.
But what about the Bhopal gas tragedy? But that time there were no insurance. Policies was there, but
that was a
that practice
game
was
changer,
not there.
right? That was a game changer, right? So now I think okay, let's go ahead with the next steps. Because we are on time, but thoda sa deal ho gaya. So to minimize these impacts of risks on businesses, right? Investors are focusing on managing such business risks, sustainability risks. So these are all risks that are available, in the company's operations. So investors or different stakeholders are looking into, how the company is focusing on addressing such risks, mitigating such risks, right? Agreed? Agree to this point? Now, environmental, social, and governance (ESG) issues or sustainability issues are top of global agenda. Starting we have discussed it. So many organizations, many institutions, many stakeholders are talking about ESG. 10 साल पहले किसी को पता भी नहीं था ESG क्या है. Right? Now people are talking about ESG. And a company's valuation there's a lot of evidences how to build credibility. Credibility is one thing. Trust issues ka issue ho gaya hai, right? So company has done something, so trust is lost, and they are trying to validate or prove with the evidences that they are doing a better thing, and these evidences would again impact their valuation of the company during the mergers and acquisitions transaction, right? Well, not only during the M&A, but also it improves the company's performance, right? And also increasing focus on measuring the ESG impacts on the business. So we spoke a lot about some examples or these risks. So all these can be translated to a quantifiable or a measurable item. And when I said starting with what is the difference between sustainability and ESG, ESG is more measurable in nature, more quantifiable. So that's where it tries to translates to different measurable items. So that gives the impact of a business, positive or negative. Clear? Any questions? Any questions?
Can I just repeat one second, please, the conclusion regarding ESG?
Yeah, it's not conclusion basically. See, these are all risks that we spoke, right? We have discussed. काफी सारे risk है. Okay. So now investors are focusing on companies' performance to mitigate such risks. How companies addressing such risks or mitigating such risks? How they are doing this? One thing is, providing evidences which improves credibility, trust, and valuation. And if it is a quantifiable item, instead of qualitative measurement, if it is a quantitative measurement, that gives more, impactful information to the relevant stakeholder. Usually people say, right, a number speaks a lot more than words. Simple. So quantifiable hai, it speaks. It speaks a lot. So this is basically investors' point of view. Why it is becoming more important. And last year World Economic Forum ने एक survey किया है, in which the result was 4 out of 5 top risks in terms of probable occurrence are related to environment, which are extreme weather events, climate action failure, human damage, are top 5 threats most likely to occur in the next 10 years, which is a possible thing. And abhi jo bol rahe, right, COVID was a risk. उससे ज़्यादा there is a recession, उससे ज़्यादा थोड़ा climate risk होगा, उससे ज़्यादा biodiversity loss होगा. Right. We have seen a lot of memes going on LinkedIn and Facebook, right? You see 3 or 4 different waves. Have you seen that? Anyone of you seen that meme? See that meme? Understood what I was saying?
Actually, no.
Okay, so there are 4 waves. एक छोटा सा, उसके ऊपर से बड़ा सा, उसके ऊपर से एक और बड़ा. It's like bigger waves in the behind. So the smallest wave is COVID. उससे थोड़ा बड़ा वाला wave is recession. उससे बड़ा वाला third big is climate risk. And the biggest one is biodiversity loss.
But in COVID, this climate risk is not there.
नहीं, it's not linked, but उससे बड़ा risk भी है. Right? Exactly. There are risks beyond COVID, which
because
is
people are very happy because of the COVID. This environment was neat and clean that time.
But how many losses? How many lives have lost? How many business have been shut down? How many, how much of the, the micro, small, medium sector?
I'm talking about the only climate. There are,
there are many things. It's positive hai, but negative bhi hai. I mean,
serious,
God is there. Like He balances
serious
everything.
Consequences are there.
Yeah. So we will stop our session here. I will take 5 more minutes of yours. Okay, if it is if it is fine with you. Okay, we'll continue the session tomorrow. So isme basically what we talk about how ESG's relevance in the business, what is happening around us, like what are the statistics, and how what was the evolution of sustainability space, and how we need to address it. So these are all things that we need to capture. Now, I wanted to take a feedback from you. I'll just spend few minutes. Okay. Let me open that. Now you can use your mobile phones. Okay.
Can we give a feedback right now?
Yes, you can.
You can even give it in the chat box. It'll really help us to improvise.
No, we have Mentimeter. Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah. Please open menti.com.
What's up?
Yeah, I mean, it's on the screen. Please open menti.com and enter this particular code 54164908.
Can we just scan the QR code?
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Done?
Yes.
We have to sign it.
Pardon?
When we open the Mentimeter, we have to code enter code.
Can you show us the code again?
What is the code once again? Say.
Yeah, 54164908.
Okay.
I'll put that code in the thoda miss ho gaya, just.
And this is the 3 things are coming. Enter a word, enter another word.
What is it? 5416? I'm missing. It's difficult to manage multiple tabs, right? Technological risk again.
54164908.
54164908. Thank you. So I have received 13 responses only.
Oh, 1 minute. What did you learn today? So enter a word.
Yeah.
We didn't get you. What you mentioned the year? Enter a word.
What did you learn today? What did you learn in today's session?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have one more question. You see, any feedbacks? Now, Vidya, that would really.
It is there. It is there. Yeah.
If you can do that in this session, I don't know if you can do it, but that's
Yeah. हो जाता है. वो that's very much simpler. Let's give one more a minute time, and I think we're on time, right? 3 hours may, if it is 4-5 minutes delay or 5 minutes delay, it's not a big thing if I'm not wrong.
We started 5 minutes late, so that's why.
Yeah, then we are still on time. Right. So as far as I can see, a lot of people learned about risk, sustainability, and ESG risk, basis of ESG.
With the one question I have.
Yes, please.
Why to adopt ESG? Like in India, we have an environment act, DOCW for construction, factories act for manufacturing units and everything. Social, economical, also regulations.
There's a lot of disturbance.
ESG. I mean to say, जब हमारे पास सारे regulations हैं, then why we are adopting ESG?
सारे regulations नहीं है ना हमारे पास. So ESG related regulations is only few. So basically two actually. One is BRSR, which is a regulator mandated by SEBI and MCA, and second one is on the CSR. Regulations does not talk about your ESG. It's like multiple aspects which we spoke, right? एक तो Environment Protection Act हो गया. That talks about what to do, what not to do. Right? Consent to operate, consent to establish, ये सब कुछ लेना पड़ेगा. And Water Act, Air Act तो हटा ही दिया है system से.
Those are standards, sort of standards. Just like ESG, they have standards.
So this is ESG is something which is beyond regulations. If you have something and just tick in the box, it doesn't serve the purpose, right? If you go beyond the
it's an others requirement. एक है company requirement, एक है legal requirement, and second is others requirement.
No. Starting as someone said, right? What do you call? The companies are becoming reactive. Reaction. People are companies are reacting. That's it. So this is when you go beyond the regulations. You are preparing yourself to be proactive, right?
Basically, जो मुझे अभी तक understand हुआ है ESG का, कि most of the Western countries banks, like ESG is their standard. तो उनसे अगर हमें loan लेना है, then we have to fulfill their requirements.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Others requirement. तो अभी जो हमारे नॉन रिन्यूएबल इंडस्ट्रीज जो प्रोजेक्ट्स चल रहे हैं, इफ यू वांट अ लोन you have to compile a report related to ESG. If they will approve, then you will get a loan, otherwise you will not get a loan.
Right. Okay, I think can we discuss this tomorrow? We are on sure. Okay. I think thank you very much, guys. There's another last question. How do you rate today's session? And there's just couple of 0 to 10 scale on 5 different aspects. Just drop in your feedback. Oh God. It's only 4 responses, 5 responses. Great. I want to wait, a little more time here. We have received 22 responses. $25.
I'm sorry, that's the last question, right? Can I shut my browser for the mentee?
Yeah, you can.
I've sent the responses.
Yeah, great.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you feel whoever has provided the feedback, please feel free to go. There's nothing else to do now. We'll connect tomorrow again at
So
2
yeah,
o'clock.
one question for the for all the entire course, or I mean the entire session today. There's a video recording that's going to be shared. Is that going to be shared on the WhatsApp group or
not WhatsApp? I think.
Yeah, we will share in the WhatsApp group as soon as it's done. So when we receive it from Zoom, we will send it to everyone.
Okay, sure. And
okay.
There's some notes as well that you'll are
yes,
sharing.
we will be giving the LMS access. Is it possible to do it tomorrow when the week is done?
Sure. I'm just I was just curious to know.
You will get today itself. The LMS access, we will just prepare everything in the back end, and tomorrow we can stay for 15 minutes more, and we'll show you how the LMS system functions.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think even tomorrow. Instead of today, we'll be sharing this deck tomorrow because there is a continuation, right? So every week, what I'm planning to do is, Saturday and Sunday we have a particular, topics that needs to be covered, and that will be shared after the end of the session. And next week, we have a couple of exciting things which are, coming into our discussions. Okay.
Right. Thank you so much, Vidya, for conducting a very wonderful session for all of us. In case if you all have feedback, please feel free to share with us on WhatsApp, on email, however you feel comfortable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Vidya sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.